We'll hopefully be able to pick that up. Here it is, the national anthem. Both sides break away, and we'll get this game underway. Key matchups and how you might see it before the game kicks off.
Yeah, Scott, we didn't talk about it previously either, though, too, but I've got a couple of X factors for me for both these sides.
Well, here we go. The opening quarter for Virtue Homes is about to get underway. The 2023 Alinta Energy Gippsland League Grand Final, and Big Benny Willis will take the tap down early. Lindsay had the footy and was wrapped up by Noah Gown, who starts in the middle for the Parrots.
Shannon Bray's gone to Aaron Heppel down forward as well. A bit of niggle down there too.
Hutha tapped it down. Kim Drew got one over the shoulder, wins a free kick early. Right in the middle here of the Morwell Rec Reserve for the Parrots. Looks up, kicks inside forward 50. The fly will come. Oldham was out the back, got shoved out, although over the shoulder free kick's going to go Wonthaggi's way.
Fergus O'Connor doesn't realise it yet, I don't think. No,
so
not his.
In the back half, it'll end up going in the way there of Brays. He kicks it out. The target there, Anderson did well, front and square, a little grubby kick. Davey was there, fumbled the first one, gathered the second, and don't argue, then gave it off to the run. Knowles kicks it towards half forward. The fly, Jackson Harry couldn't complete it. Anderson ran on after he kicked it, ducked the shoulder, got through a Harry tackle, not quite. And it's holding the ball, the advantage will be paid, and Kim Drew will release the pressure towards Olden.
He will too. Olden will be beaten by the boundary, you suspect. The umpire calls it in. Nicely played by Olden, and now deflects a tackler or two before he kicks from half back to half forward. The heat is on well and truly. Beautifully cut off there by Heppel. Goes inside forward 50. Nice kick, nice take. And Mason McGannon will have the opportunity to register the first score of the afternoon.
Yeah, beautiful setup then too. And again, Heppel, again on the end of that one as well. He's got a calm head, hasn't he? So he just brought the ball inside 50. But it was Olden's work down here on the wing just to manufacture, to get through two or three players to set this goal up here for McGannon.
So McGannon directly in front, 40 metres out, kicking to the highway end, off the boot, looks nice. They want a good start, they've got it. Parrots on the board, Paul Carter.
And that's at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. The Virtue Homes scoreboard at Leongatha on their second inside 50, 1 goal straight 6. Wonthaggi get the score.
And this is what they think very highly of Jack Hutchinson too. Jackson Harry's gone to him to man him up this afternoon. Harry did the job last week on Gowers from Murray, and he did a fantastic job at that as well. So I'm looking forward to watching that match up this afternoon to see how that sort of folds out.
Well, a hot start as you'd expect. First quarter all thanks to Virtue Homes. Back to the middle we go. Willis and Hutha will do it again. This time Hutha tapped it down. Heppel with a quick kick. Goes to centre half forward. Coming off the line nicely was Bray for Wonthaggi. The right foot kick out wide. Target there was Harley. Couldn't complete the mark. Ball in dispute. Gown went hard at it. So did Sparks. And now Bray will become the tackler, and we'll have a stoppage on the far side of the ground.
Scud, this matchup with Harley onto Maskell is really going to upset the ruck duties too, because he's been the backup for Hutha all year, Harley.
So Willis taps it over his head, try to get it going for Leongatha's way. Free kick will be paid, and it's going to go Wonthaggi's way. It was Bates, he handballs forward. Out there was Sparks, the inboard kick to no one in particular, straight down the throat of Jack Hume, and a right foot kick, now Leongatha on. McGannon has it on the wing. Leading there was Olden with O'Connor. O'Connor with a nice little spoil. It gets to the back though. Garnham gave a quick handball to Ganane. His kick was smothered into the pocket. Hilberg, snap around the body. Top of the square it goes. Leongatha got the numbers, but at the front and square is Olden. Gathers it. Oh, good smother by the power. Handball back from Hutha. Bates will clear it out wide, but turn it over. And Heppel takes the mark in the pocket in front of the scoreboard. at the highway into the ground of the Mall Rec Reserve.
Hey, what's Scud? Watch this space with Cam Olden. He's just showing some signs of some really big things this afternoon.
The Parrots lead it early. 3 minutes into this first quarter. 1 straight 6. Hilberg will have a shot around the body, going from left to right.
Oh.
And a Zambrero goal that they contender gets early at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter to Aaron Hilberg.
Yeah, what a great start there by Hilberg as well. And one thing about his game, he loves to play high. He's got the engine too to run in deep and really upset Bray as well. He'll give him a bit of a run around this afternoon. So Bray's really got to be nice and close to nullify that happening again.
And on the Virtue Home scoreboard, it's a 2-goal lead to Leongatha. They are 2 goals straight 12. Wonthaggi have only been inside the inside 50 just once. They are yet to score.
So back here, centre of Morwell Rec Reserve, nice tap forward power. Can they snap out a handball? They try through Mobilia, but there's no room to move. And Wonthaggi early doors have tried to find gaps that aren't there. They've paid the cost on a couple of occasions. And that's reflected on the scoreboard. 2 goals straight to Leongatha. Wonthaggi yet to register a score as they go forward again through their captain in Blair. Right half forward flank now. Wonthaggi going nicely through Murray. Just 20 metres out. Maskell claims the mark. Umpire says no. He called play on and then he called the mark.
Yep.
So Maskell, the left footer, the fullback from the Parrots, will ever so calmly just drill one into the pocket. And dropping what he should have taken was Leongatha's West away, and now Wonthaggi can make something out of nothing. A quick kick, and Hutchinson hit his head on a passing jumbo. He flew high, but got a hand on the ball and it goes through for a behind.
Wonthaggi's first score has come at the 5.5-minute mark on the Virtue Home scoreboard. 1 behind 1 point, trailing Leongatha 2 straight 12.
Tim Sexton at ground level, all thanks to Carpet Country.
Mate, it's electric down here, and how good's Jack Hutchinson? We knew he's a flying beast, but that's a great way to start. Leongatha, though, their pressure's great. Rotations coming through the bench pretty high.
Well, all of a sudden, Hopkins had it in the middle of the ground, got it to McGannon, 45 out, open goal square, there's Olden, and he takes the mark 15 metres out.
He's really running his opponent around at the moment too, and what he's doing is he's able to actually lose his opponent. So one of those ones that you just don't want to do. If you're his opponent right now, you're going to start reshaping what you're doing in the game at the moment, because Olden is on at the minute.
So slidey angle, kicking towards the highway end of the ground. Cam Olden comes in. Leongatha's got 3 in the opening quarter. And Cam Olden gets his first of the afternoon.
And it was that transition again too, Scud, from the Leongatha defence. And it was, there was a couple of errors made, but they had just calm heads. They were able to use the ball quickly, and they used the corridor. That's the best part about it at the moment. They're just quickest way to home is using that corridor. Olden on the end of it again. Look out.
And one of the stats we didn't get before the game is that Wonthaggi have only lost 2 first quarters to the year, surprisingly to Bairnsdale and Morwell, but that looks like they're heading to a deficit here. 3 straight 18, 1 goal, 1 behind 1 point.
Okay, absolutely crucial that
here they go.
Get their hands on the ball. They can't, as the Parrots burst through the centre square. After that ball up, the race is on. First player there is going to be Brill, beaten to the ball by the boundary, just short of the intersection between boundary and forward 50. Leongatha into attack around about right half forward flank. Leongatha 3 straight goals 7 minutes into the first quarter. Wonthaggi 1 behind. Willis got the tap, back of the pack, nicely done by Sparks, clears the area, goes looking for Harley contests the ball, can't take the ball, good pressure on the carrier, forces a free kick. Unfortunately, I'll tell you what, Leongatha player knocked unconscious.
All right,
so what was a tackle, the Leongatha player who has not moved just at the moment other than to take his mouth guard out, is in a bit of a awkward situation. It could be Turton, is it?
Nash.
Nash, is it? So Nash on his haunches at the moment. Wobbly legs, gets taken straight to the boundary. We'll cross down to Timmy Sexton shortly for a report on him as Cade Maskell takes the kick. Timmy Sexton, what's your thoughts?
No, absolutely. Got a head hit the ground there, Poppy. They've taken him straight into the dugout, and he's not looking great at the moment.
All right, he's looking great. Jensen Garnham took a great mark just on the arc of 50. Slight angle. Don't think he's got the leg. Well, he's going to He wants to play on. He's actually not sure what to do. Handballs over the top. Gets himself in. Maybe out of trouble. The kick forward by Hopkins. Can't find a teammate. Cut off nicely by Davey. He's tackled equally as well. There's pressure around that ball. 40 metres from Leongatha's goals, and the umpire clears the area with a free kick. It's going to go the way of Tom Murray for Wonthaggi.
So Murray in the defensive back pocket will kick out, although turns it over. It lands in the hand there of Heppel. And Heppel's 55 metres out from goal. Leongatha lead it by 17 points in the opening quarter. Heppel's inboard kick just sat on the head there of his Kim Drew opponent, and Jack Blair comes in and takes the mark in his defensive 50. Tim Sexton down at ground level. Any news there?
No, they're just doing, we've got 3 or 4 trainers in there with him at the moment, just having a bit of a test to see what's going on. They're just going up to Coach Trent McMicking right now, so I'll see what else I can find out.
All right, Hutha eventually gets it out of the wing area. Out there was Aidan Lindsay. Handballs over the top now to Bates. He's a long way from home, but the kick will go inside forward 50. Maskell read this one off the boot and will take the uncontested mark.
Yeah, I've been watching Maskell as well. He's able to get away from Harley too, so they need to work out what they're going to do here as well, while Heppel's got the ball just inside his defensive 50.
So they go towards the outer side of the ground, do the Parrots, leading 3 goals, 18. Wonthaggi, 1 behind, 10 minutes into the first quarter. 2023 grand final. 2 of the best for a number of years. Wonthaggi, they'll threaten the goals again, outnumbered 2-1. Fly from the back, ball hits the deck. First player there, nicely done by Hopkins, under pressure. Threads a handball through, comes from Westaway. Maskell on the end and goes fighting for Brill. Finds that player right at half-back flank. The kick isn't great, but Ganane's up to the job, and his kick under pressure will give every opportunity to his teammate in Kim Drew. Free kick is going to go Drew's way after he was taken high.
Yep, Staley got him.
Just short of right half-forward flank. The lead is on. Leongatha just picking their moments. Cameron Olden from outside 50. He's on the scoreboard already. They go inboards. Forrester from outside 50. Ducks around the man of the mark. Kicks to the top of the square.
Out the back
of the pack. I reckon there's a mark.
He's paid the mark.
He's paid the mark. At first he indicated a push in the back. But now Garnham might take the mark.
Gown, I think it is.
Last player up is
it is
Garnham. So Garnham, 10 metres, maybe 12 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Wow, the pressure's on this visiting side.
Leongatha have taken 15 marks to Wonthaggi's 2 to this stage.
And isn't it showing on the scoreboard? Leongatha at the moment, 3 goals, 18. Wonthaggi, 1 behind. 11 minutes gone.
Wow.
Make that 4 goals, Paul Carter.
It certainly is, Poppy. We've got to the 11-minute mark, and it's 4 goals straight, 24 Leongatha on the Virtue Home scoreboard. Wonthaggi 1 behind at 1 point.
What Leongatha have done, Poppy and Scott, is they've just turned the game the way they want to play it. Wonthaggi normally have possession. They keep the marks and they keep possession. They've gone the other way now.
Tim Sexton for Carpet Country.
A couple of things. Travis Nash back out on the ground, so obviously got a quick test and he was going okay. The Wonthaggi, it had all been okay, but it's starting to get a little bit heated down here with players not sure which rotations they're meant to be in.
Well, back to the middle they go. Working in the middle now of the ground is Shannon Bray, trying to get a little bit of bullock work in there. Hilberg's kick was smothered. Handballs backwards. Davey tried to crash his way through for the power. Was wrapped up by a Hopkins tackle. And we're going to have a stoppage. 12 minutes into the Virtue Homes first quarter. It's a 23-point margin. Free kick in the middle of the ground to Aaron Hilberg.
And all 4 goals have come from marks inside 52, boy.
So Leongatha has it from Hilberg. Goes to centre half forward. Alden's the target again. Fergus O'Connor with the spoil again. At ground level, Thomas was there. So's Lindsay. Gave a handball off to Murray. Can they get some run the power? The wobbly right foot kick is going to be turned over. Nash was there. Got stumped without the footy. And Travis Nash, after the heavy hit, has recovered okay.
All their forwards are off the ground at the moment through the rotations. So Hutchinson and McGinns are both off the ground. I mean, had no option at all.
Nash's neat little kick found Hilberg. He's got one again. Mason McGannon started well. Finds him in the middle of the ground. Out wide is Hopkins and also Littlejohn. It will land Littlejohn, but he dropped the mark, and then Bates wraps him up with a tackle. The ball pops out. It's holding the ball, and now the power away. Anderson got it over the top now to Davey. He's on the outer wing. Right foot kick goes towards Harley. Maskell again. Stands underneath a tall boxer.
It's unreal. I don't get it from a coaching perspective how a player can run free like that. There's got to be a clear message to say, can someone stand beside him?
Oh, Maskell's enjoying the freedom at the moment as he goes short to Little John. Little John along the line. They do it beautifully this time again, and he's kicked one, and now he gets a kick on the half-back flank. They're working hard, this Parrot side. 13 and a half minutes gone. Leongatha, 4 straight goals. Wonthaggi, one behind, Fergus O'Connor.
And Timmy's mentioned about the rotations off the bench, a little bit of confusion as well. It's actually reflected on the ground at the minute too, because Wonthaggi's just making mistake after mistake. So they've just got to get some stability back here, get control of the ball and own the ball for a little bit.
So they go inboard, Wonthaggi, trying to thread their way again through Knowles, and now they come grandstand side. Nicely done of this too. Good take it was by Isaac Chugg. Here's a good chance for Hutchinson. Flies high, 1-2 grabs paid.
Yep.
Nicely done. 60 metres out. The best chance forward. Need to find a link right here. Kick to the pocket. The lead's nice. The mark's there. No, can't hold it.
Nabilia.
Can they keep it in? They can.
Oh.
Nabilia.
Oh, yes!
He's
Yes!
the Zambero goal of the day contender.
Wow.
And didn't they need that more than a Mexican needs to get into America?
Absolutely, pop star. And this is what it is now. Once they got control of the ball and they got that ball inside 50, the kick from Hutchinson was perfect. He kicked it to the fat side and he forced the players to run in and mark the ball as well. And Mobilia was good enough for a big fella to double down and then kick one of the goals of the afternoon already. And we've already had 5 this afternoon.
And that first goal for Wonthaggi has come at the 14-minute mark on the Virtue Home scoreboard. They are 1-1-7. They're trailing Leongatha by 17 points. The Parrots are 4 straight 24.
A Zambrero goal today, contender. All right, back to the middle. Is that the Spark that the Power need? A free kick will go to Sparks' way. Right on cue. He's going to come lateral. He's got Davey on now. He's got Chugg over the top, but he went handballs backwards there. And that one is to Schultz, who now gets it to Chugg. Chugg's got one down the line. McGuinness is the one. Finds him by foot. Too far out to score. Harley leads to the pocket. The secondary lead there is going to be over the back to Hutchison. It goes there, although the kick's got too much on it. And it goes out of bounds on the full. First quarter for Virtue Home, 17 points. Leongatha lead it.
Yeah, they just fine-tuned it a little bit then, just the last minute or so. Just that little chip and possession hold is working for Wonthaggi. Finds themselves inside their forward 50.
They go across the goals to Maskell. Rolls around on the left foot. Out the side. 2 to beat. Blair will fly, but Brodie Mobilia dropped the mark. Now he wins it by hand. Gives a handball over the top there to Knowles. He coughs it up though. McGannon. Slick handball back to Hopkins. Left foot kick down the wing area. Schultz will try and get back, but Oldham will take a double grab. And will mark on the far side of the ground. Entertaining first 15 minutes of this grand final. Great to have your company wherever you might be. Olden's kick towards the top of the 50. In the front spot. Standing tall though. No mark. Play on, said the umpire. The ball ends up towards the pocket. Brill was back there. Tried to keep it in and hit the upright of the points. Which means we've got a boundary throw in.
Scud playing for 15 minutes. I haven't heard the Blair boys' names being called quite at all through the first 15 minutes.
1 touch each.
So boundary throw in. Here's Rob Popplestone on TRFM.
Yeah, oh, gee, I thought nearly roved off the pack by Leongatha, but it was Wonthaggi that cleared the area through Thomas. But they've got the answers at the moment, Parrots, and this bloke Turton goes inboard forward 50. Kick isn't great. A quick kick forward. Wonthaggi got the numbers. They can clear the area, but they'll do it under pressure. And from defensive 50, they come looking. On the end of this one is going to be Troy Harley. He's outnumbered 3-1. That never works. Parrots grab the ball. Go towards half forward flank grandstand side. Take the mark. Nice mark it was too by Aaron Heppel. He's been busy. And he's got a group of mates too that are doing their job. So Heppel plays on inside. Goes towards the forward pocket. Can he find a teammate? He can't. A thump from behind. The Wonthaggi defender in Thomas finds the boundary line. 40 metres from Leongatha's goals. They're kicking to the right of radio of the Parrot side, and they're leading, as you heard from Scuds, by 17 points at the 17-minute mark.
45 metres out from the Parrots goal again. Ganane got a handball out to Marriott over the top now to Vanderpleit. Back to Marriott, quickly wrapped up in the tackle. How's the strength? He got a handball to Hopkins. He lowered the eyes and just misses McGannon. The ball's still in dispute. Here's Heppel. Nice handball. Turton around the body, and Leongatha got 5.
Whew, that's a great response. Wowee. Leongatha, when you just thought that Wonthaggi might have just started to get the edge back and had a little bit of control of the game, they just fought their way into their forward 50. But what they do very well, Leongatha, is they share the ball to the best player in the best position. And again, Heppel at the end of that again, and a great finish.
We've only played 18 minutes in this first quarter, and the Virtue Home scoreboard has Leongatha with a 23-point lead. 5 goals straight, 30 to Wonthaggi 1-1-7.
Scott, I got a quick B-grade netball score for you. It was Druin 57, Looks like they've defeated Traralgon 35.
Big upset there in the B grade netball as well.
So Hutha v Willis again. Oh, geez, even Steven. We'll call that one as first player there was Marriott. Goes forward. Inside half forward flank. Rove nicely. Good work there by Knowles. Feeds it off eventually. Takes some time before they come grandstand side. The kick from Thomas. High. One-on-one contest. Leongatha lead the way.
Careful.
Fill
Well
it
done.
out. Nicely done. Look away handball was a neat one too from Gown. Can they find their way through? They can't. It's been cut off by Dawson. Good pressure from all sides. They need to find a way through, and they do eventually through Lindsay. A kick to the advantage of Josh Bates. He needs a bounce. He gets the bounce.
He's got
and now
space.
he needs to show some bounce. He does. He kicks forward. Hutchinson on the lead. Takes a mark. Plays on quickly. This could be what they needed. Hutchinson, top of the square, and out the back of the pack it goes and through for a behind. There's some nice play from both sides.
22-point lead to Leongatha at the 19-minute mark on the Virtue Home scoreboard. They're 5 straight to 30. Wonthaggi now 1-2-8.
Gee, if they can get some open space, both these sides,
Yep.
can certainly be damaging. But a big moment, all thanks to the Maul Bowling Club this afternoon, as Maskell goes straight down the middle of the Maul Rec Reserve. And they're going to run onto it. And it's Turton. He's going to blaze away from 80 metres out. Which way will the ball bounce? It bounces backwards. And Schultz will be the first one back
Look at
there.
the work by Brill.
He has to work hard.
Look at
Brill
the
did
work.
very well to cause the stoppage.
He was 30 metres behind.
It was both Brill and Olden who just said, righto, let's go, it's foot race on. And they ran 50 metres to cause that stoppage right inside their forward 50.
Hilberg tapped it down. Olden tried to run onto it. Stopped by there. One of the Wonthaggi defenders. They got numbers around this one. It pops out the back though. Olden kicks around the body.
No.
Goes to the goal line. No, that's right. As McGannon dropped it, picked it up, snapped over the body. Misses. It's a minor score on the Virtue Home scoreboard. Of course, Prestige Gippsland custom build to be inspired at virtuehomes.com.au.
5-1-31 Leongatha to 1-2-8 Wonthaggi.
All right, they bring the ball in short. Hayes with the Leongatha goals just 30 metres behind him. Chooses to go to O'Connor, who's right in front of the scoreboard. The kick looking for Chug was absolutely poor. He's good enough to get around one, but not two. And under pressure,
Turton
has to release a handball. Turton, he's been good. Can he find a winner? He can't. Nicely read back of the pack. It was a good take by Wonthaggi. They go short. And Shannon Bray, still in Leongatha's forward 50, just settles the tempo down to the game for the Power. Leongatha 5-1, Wonthaggi 1-2. His kick is a short one and a nice one. Finds Sparks. He goes in that corridor. Haven't been able to find much room today, but he did on that occasion through Hutha. Hutha towards right half forward flank. Finds Bates. Bates, top of the square. They need a mark.
Dawson.
Got the hands. Dawson couldn't take the mark, but lays a beautiful tackle that keeps the ball in the area just 2 metres from the Power goal.
Poppy, I'm going to throw something to you right now. Jared Blair, the coach of Wonthaggi, hasn't got near the contest at all this afternoon. His left calf is heavily taped as well. So let's just say, make sure that is he fully fit for the game or not? That's a question I pose.
All right, so from there was Nash, kick around the body. Chug will take the mark, 49 metres out. And he's going to look up and he's going to lower the eyes, kick it over the top, and Lindsay will come out on the lead as Turton try to get back.
As Lindsay takes his time to kick for goal, Paul Carter, you heard a whisper during the course of the week.
We did. There was a rumour going around Wonthaggi that Jared Blair may have had a leg issue. We weren't sure at that stage whether it was a calf or a hamstring, but it's a calf's taped, so I think that's where the rumour was coming from.
Now, you love rumours at this time of year. As Aidan Lindsay directly in front, 40 metres out, will start it right, and it works its way back nicely. And Wonthaggi get the second goal that they're after for the quarter, but more importantly, they get it back to 17 points.
And they've done a little bit ugly as well too, Scud, because normally we would see they set up the very renowned ball control from the Wonthaggi side. Hasn't been seen this afternoon because of the pressure from Leongatha. But geez, you'll take those 2 ugly goals any day of the week.
And the margin back to 17 points on the Virtue Home scoreboard. We played 22 minutes in the first quarter. Leongatha 5-1-31, leading at Wonthaggi 2-2-14.
And Tim Sexton, a player off from Wonthaggi, blood rule.
Yeah, just Fergus O'Connor's got a little clip above his left eye. The 2 trainers will just give him a quick little band-aid, and he'll be back out there in a minute.
So Noah Gown took on the tackle in the middle from that stoppage. Got wrapped up quickly by Sparks.
Scud, Tom Davey now with Maskell.
All right, interesting to see the bit of a height difference there as Willis and Hutha go at it again. Willis taps it down. Lindsay and Hopkins. Hopkins with a little tap. Out the back is Schultz. Tried the Donagry on Brill. That might be holding the footy. It is.
Good tackle, perfect tackle.
Talon Brill has it. Looks up. Numbers roll back for the power. Comes off the side of the boot with a kick. It might work for Olden. Jack Blair was there. Brings it to ground level. Shannon Bray has to work hard. Great work by Olden. Somehow got the handball back to Ganane. The high kick. Will it stay in the field of play? Wonthaggi will make sure it doesn't. And a big fist from Tim Knowles in front of the scoreboard at the Moore Rec Reserve, where it reads Leongatha 5-1-31. Wonthaggi 2-2-14.
Leongatha appear to be in control for most of this quarter, but Wonthaggi somehow have managed to stay in touch. 4 scoring shots to 6, but they don't want that score to extend any further, or that lead to extend any further at 24-minute mark. First quarter, Blair, quick kick, gets out of the area. Mark, no, play on. The mark I thought was taken by Sparks. Touched off the boot. Trying to make something out of nothing was Chug. Tried to fly for the ball, couldn't take it. Nicely cleared by Anderson inside the corridor. They've got some room. I tell you what, kick to the advantage of Hutchinson, and you've got it won. He kicks to the advantage of Hutchinson. Hutchinson will be first player there. Can he take the ball? He can. Can he get around an opponent? He can't. He kicks for goal. And it's just offline.
That kick had to be a lot better from Davey. I know he ran probably 30 metres before he kicked, and he would have been spent. If that kick was just over about a metre, Hutchinson could run onto it and run straight into an open goal.
16-point lead to Leongatha at the 24-minute mark. They 5-1-31 to 2-3-15. Virtue Homes scoreboard.
Jackson Harry didn't give up on the chase though either.
No, good chase.
Maskell's left foot kick to the far side of the ground. Gown was the target, couldn't complete it. Working hard out there is Bowman. First time I've called his name this afternoon. He was a late inclusion, or late out last week, back into this side. And we'll have another stoppage on the far side of the ground. And Wonthaggi get another one. 25 minutes are gone in the first quarter. Willis taps it down. Lindsay was there, quickly got tackled, lost the footy. Free kick will go Leongatha's way, and it's in the hands there of Vanderplyte. He comes in board. Found Drew. He'll switch this one. Here's Cam Holden, all on his own on the wing. He's got one in board if he wants him. Can he see him through the left? He nearly did, although the kick execution of the kick didn't quite work. And Schultz takes the mark and says, let's just slow things down. I'll kick it short to Chug. And Chug will turn around and look for the option. Anderson's presented and goes to him, takes the mark.
Starting to look a bit more comfortable.
They are. They build up is good. Inboard to Blair. Diving mark. Finds him on the wing. No problems with the calf boxer.
Not at the moment there, Scud, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Nice kick to Aidan Lindsay there, holding onto the footy. Possession there is on. He goes towards a Hutchison, but in the front spot there was Hume, who takes the intercept mark. 26 minutes gone, 16 points is the margin.
And Leongatha lead the way at the moment as Hume goes towards the outer side. Can he find his teammate? He can. In Kim Drew, can he get around an opponent? He can, and a quick kick forward. Leongatha out of trouble, but not out of their defensive area at the moment. Brill goes for the torpedo. It's a tumbling punt forward.
Whistle.
Behind play.
Hang on, could be a send-off.
Wow. There's a report against Wonthaggi.
This is a send-off, isn't it? A yellow?
Yep, Tom Davey.
So Tom Davey took the Leongatha defender. Could be Bowman, is it? He's talking to?
It might be, I reckon, hang on. Wonthaggi in Davey, but not sure. Tim Sexton down at ground level. I'm not sure if you saw that either, Timmy, but doesn't seem to be anyone coming from the ground, though.
It's a report and a 50.
Metre penalty.
I
Yeah,
know,
he's been told to get off the ground.
So, Timmy, what will that be?
I'll just double check and confirm here with the steward. I'm pretty sure it was a yellow, so I'll just double check.
Yep, thanks, mate. So Davey will come off, and we'll work on that in a moment.
Yeah, if you do though, if you choose to do that, you need to make sure the Leongatha player doesn't get back up off the ground.
Well, the kick goes from Hilberg into the top of the square, and we've got a boundary throw in, and right on the quarter time siren. The first one for Virtue Homes is in the book. And it reads Leongatha 5-1-31. They started like they did last week, and they lead one.
This is what happened at the start of the game anyway. Let's see what happens now.
Moe Racing Club second quarter is underway. This time Hutha with a clear tap down. In the middle was Willis, though, who roved it, kicked it to half forward. Body work was good by Knowles. And he takes the mark at centre half back. He's got a target inboard. It's Murray, finds him by foot. Looks out to the outer side. Chug in a one-on-one. Although coming the other direction was Jack Hume, Noah Gann it was, who takes a really good mark and half back for the Parrots. He looks up, he hasn't really got an option to go to. Ganane might have to fly 3 deep. couldn't complete it. Murray, though, wins it at ground level, gives a handball to Chug, gets around the tackler there of Marriott. He's put a good smother on. Close to the boundary line it goes. Marriott keeps it in. He's got 2 to beat. He's good enough to do it. Can't quite on this occasion, though. Chug will win it and kick around the body to the wing area. And big Benny Willis and the small Jared Blair compete. Numbers favour the Parrots. It's Heppel who kicks to half forward. It's just bouncing between the 50 arcs at the moment. Knowles was back there. He can win it. There'll be a free kick. And the free kick will go Knowles' way, or Wonthaggi's way at least. It's going to come back to Jack Blair.
Jack Blair, so inside defensive 50, Mark just outside defensive 50. They go short. Umpire calls it back. He's not behind his man.
No,
not behind his mark, which I don't get.
Yeah,
defensive
I don't get
50.
There's no significant changes really to the sides apart from trying to isolate Maskell down back. Wonthaggi have come out basically the same as the first quarter, so they're going to back their team in.
Okay, so Scud was right the first time. Blair didn't get the kick, and it's come back to Knowles, who will play on and find O'Connor. Defensive 50, they've got some room now. They're just starting to hold the ball a little bit better, and O'Connor's kick is nice-ish. His attempt to find Bates wasn't quite successful. He got fingertips to it before it fell over the boundary line.
And what they've done, because Leongatha have brought the pressure, they're actually forcing them to kick wide when they've always had good control, Wonthaggi.
Around the grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Boxer.
Big start by the Murray Lions in the A-grade netball. It's 12 to Maul 2.
Kim Drew from the stoppage goes inside forward 50 for the Parrot. Garner was in the front spot. O'Connor spoiled. Oldham was there. Shrugs one. Gets a handball out the back to McGannon. Kick around his body. He doesn't get it coming back, or does he?
He does.
Yes, sir. He does.
Yes, he does, Scud.
Mason McGannon's been very good. He's got two goals in the opening half.
He's got the first goals of each quarter so far too, McGannon, and the ball did its tricks in the air to try and confuse Scud, but there was no confusion by the supporters by the back of the goals. Yep. But a great start again by Leongatha. They have to really capitalise now while Wonthaggi are playing one short for this first 15 minutes.
And on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard, it's a 22-point lead to Leongatha 2 minutes into the second quarter. The Parrots 6-1-37, Wonthaggi 2-3-15.
Okay, Hoother v Willis in the ruck. Hoother for the power flies.
Oh,
gets the
Willis.
tap and takes out Willis as well on the way. The umpire said illegal.
Doesn't matter, Big John Stud Willis. He can take any punishment, that big fella. Oops.
He can too, but the kick isn't quite right at the moment, so it makes it a 50-50 contest, of which Kim Drew makes it Leongatha's ball. A quick kick inside forward 50. Bounces, confuses a few. Marriott takes the first
Free kick.
It's called
possession,
high.
and O'Connor has taken Marriott high. So the star of Gippsland in Tom Marriott will have a kick for goal just inside forward 50 on a 45-degree angle. His side are leading 6-1-37, Wonthaggi 2-3-15, 3.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. The Parrots starting the second as they started the first with a lot of energy. And now this could put some real pressure on the power. So Marriott walks it in. Will kick from around about 47. Plays on. Off the boot. It's going to be line ball. Does it make the difference? Oh, yes, it does. Nice kick. It made the difference playing on around the mark. And that score has just been extended, Paul Carter.
To 7-1-43, Leongatha on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. They're leading by 28 points now. Wow. Wonthaggi 2-3-15.
He just confused O'Connor then too with the free kick because he got the hands out so quick. O'Connor was committed to the tackle and it forced the free kick, and Marriott's always going to kick a goal inside 50. He's got a booming kick, and what a great start by Leongatha.
Big moment, all thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. New convention reception centre now open. Head to moorebowls.com.au. Wonthaggi need to find something in this second quarter. And will it be Sparks or Murray or Lindsay in the middle who can give them that spark? We've got a secondary stoppage. 5 minutes in. Huthert does the ruck duties, taps it down. Blair was there with a head over the football and was quickly wrapped up, and we're going to do it again.
They've just brought the pressure, haven't they, Leongatha? And they've continued to do it now.
Outnumbering their opposition like they did last week. No one can win this stoppage. Sparks took on a Heppel tackle. Hambles over the shoulder. There's Bowman. He'll give it to Vanderpleit. His right foot kick will find Brill. Beautifully done out of the middle of the ground. Brill wants to roll and play on quickly. Goes to Garnham direction. Big spoil by Staley. Ground level there's Olden. Nice little sidestep. Heppel put on the jets. Couldn't quite get through the tackle, and that's holding the ball. And Jack Blair does well.
Beautiful tackle, Blair. Defensive 50, nicely done. Starting to work himself into the game as Well, Power desperately need free kick. Will go the way of Wonthaggi. Shannon Bray's the player with the ball. Left half-back flank. There's a option inboard. Short option it was to Tom Murray. Tom Murray just forward of left half-back flank now. Might give it back to where it came. Back to Bray. They're keeping possession but finding it hard to go inside their forward 50 or find a way through there at the moment. Nicely done. Tom Murray and Shannon Bray kick to kick, and now inside forward 50. Hutchinson provides a contest.
Free kick.
Mark
advantage.
was paid. Advantage paid. They come grandstand side. Need a winner here. Nice tackle. Hold the ball in. Is that Hume on the bottom of the pack for the Parrots?
Yep.
It is. Nice tackle it was from Knowles.
6 minutes gone. Margin sits at 28 points at the moment. Hilberg now doing the ruck duties for the Parrots. Head over it was Heppel and will win himself the free kick. He's been busy early for our Gippsland Live Player of the Day, all thanks to Gippsland MG. Goes in towards Van der Plyt, gives a handball off to the running Hume, runs a long way, kicks out wide. The width has been good from the Parrots. This time it's Brill. He'll look up. Garnham sort of backpedaling. He goes short back to Jack Hume, who ran on. He wants someone to come at him. And that player is Olden to the pocket. He's got a little bit of space on O'Connor. And he closed quickly, did Fergus. Good little spoil. Ball in dispute. Westaway gave it back now to Drew. Right foot kick around. Top of the square. Garnham will fly. Can't complete the mark. Spoil comes out the back. Heppel's there. He still keeps his feet. Blair does well. Handballs towards the boundary line though. He'll want it to go over. Shuffled over. Is that deliberate? And the umpire said no. Right in front of the past Players Hill, the Legends Bar here at the Morwell Rec Reserve with a healthy Gippsland League crowd. We've got a boundary throw in, 28-point margin in favour of Leongatha. 7.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, the pressure right on Wonthaggi at the moment as Willis gets hands to the ball. Jack Blair, ground level, handballs blindly. Does it find a teammate? It does. That teammate's under pressure, but eventually a quick kick forward from Mitch Hayes finds some space. And making the most of that, you'll find his Chug slowly, but eventually gets hands on the ball. His left leg is a nice one. Finds Hutchinson on the lead. He's 45 out with a boundary just metres to his left.
He's got Hayes.
But Hayes is an option. No, he's going to back himself in. He's been good. He needs to be better. Jack Hutchinson. Goal scorers for Wonthaggi at the moment. Lindsay and Mobilia. Hutchinson takes all the time in the world. Will kick from just inside 50. But on a terrible angle, albeit a favourable one for a right footer. Hutchinson, kick for goal, plenty of air. Has it got plenty of accuracy across the face of goal? Oh, bounces back in, it's still alive. Can they make something out of this Wonthaggi? They can't. The numbers favour the Parrots and they ease the pressure through Jack Hume. Takes a bounce, loses the ball, turns it over. Taken nicely by Mamilia, who goes short and finds Josh Bates.
Exit kicks box up.
Yeah, it really hurts them then as well too. So Leongatha, where they've been good with the use of the ball, Wonthaggi forced the error, and now they find themselves having another shot in a very difficult pocket as well, Scud.
Yeah, you want to be taking shots a little bit easier than these ones. But it could be a team lifter if they can put it through. He's not going to have a shot in the end. He'll kick to the top of the square. He'll look for the flies. Taken off the ball there was Dawson, as the exit kick was partially smothered, and they'll happily see this go over Leongatha. We've got a boundary throw in, some 20 metres around. Geez, the A-grade netball is all one way at the moment. Box up. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
It is. Moe are 17. They lead Morwell only 3.
Yep, danger signs. Moe have started absolutely on fire there on the A-grade netball. Trying to take it out the ruck was Harley. Gets out the back, nearly ran down Hayes. He got leg, did he? No, it was called holding the ball.
Wow. Yeah, unlucky. Quick with the whistle there, the umpire.
And it was well done by Van der Plyt, it was. He went out wide to Maskell, who can find Hopkins at his defensive 50 now. And Hopkins will go back towards the goal face. That's his defensive goal face, and Little John's there. Gets called to play on. He's going to handball at the Tozo and Maskell. A little dump kick's going to work. And Wonthaggi defence, they just need a little bit of luck. Hopkins, though, his kick goes into Van der Plyt at the top of the defensive 50.
So Van der Plyt goes back into the corridor, nicely done, finds Gowan. Gowan towards half-forward flank, all the time in the world for Hilberg. Dances around on that left leg, kicks to within 40, back of the pack, good mark. Must go Leongatha's way, surely.
No.
He's going to ball it up, the umpire.
Oh, there's a lifeline just being given to the Power, I thought the right position.
If they're going to give lifelines, they should phone a friend.
Tim Sexton, what do you make of that call?
Well, at the end, he's made the right decision. I think both had hands on it at the same time.
All right, nicely done. Thanks, Tim Sexton on the boundary line. Ball bounced up. No room to move for either side at the moment. And we'll have another go at this one. Wonthaggi 2-3, Leongatha 7-1. 11 minutes gone, second quarter. Ball bounced. Getting the free kick, Shannon Bray put his body on the line. Body taken illegally.
With the lifeline, I think the umpire thought it was 50-50.
Oh, save the jokes for me, PC.
Shannon Bray. In fact, Tim Knowles it is. He wants to come grandstand side, but his options are limited. Nice kick though, nicely weighted, finds Staley. Staley on the lead, has Hutchinson. Going for, I tell you what, he took it on the chest. Nearly lost it and goes short again. They're just, if you look, we can paint this picture for you at home. They look up forward and all they can say is see is a really strong Leongatha zone. So they're kicking more in hope than any real structure.
Maskell.
And now Maskell has taken a well-judged mark, flew beautifully, marked strongly, and now we'll consider his options from the half-back flank.
Yeah, and don't forget too that Wonthaggi are one short. Tim Sexton mustn't be too long to go.
2 minutes to go.
So Maskell's kick goes down the line. Big pack will form. Big fist there was from Staley. They go back towards the top of the 50. Maskell again takes the intercept mark. He's done that all season long. And he looks up and he goes short to Marriott. Marriott wants to play. He goes handball forward to Hopkins. Got to get around Sparks' tackle. Easily does in the end. Now his right foot kick to open space. It's all Wonthaggi. And this time Knowles will take the mark.
Go long.
And he'll go short to Hayes in the middle of the ground. He'll roll around and try to get to half forward. Lindsay will be the target. Little John works him underneath the footy. Now they tries to... Shepherd does Little John. Comes the other direction. And they wrap him up in a tackle. At the top of the 50, 12 and a half minutes gone. They trail by 28 points. Wonthaggi haven't kicked a goal this quarter.
I reckon they've had a win for the last 7 minutes because they haven't allowed Leongatha to score and they've been playing that one man short. So Wonthaggi might take a little win away from this one as well.
All right, so Willis grabbed the ball after that ball up, but he in turn was grabbed. So the umpire again will take control. The margin, as you heard, 28 points. Hutha gets 1, 2 taps, takes ball. Willis takes him. Umpire takes control. Right on the arc of 50. Wonthaggi now kicking to the right of your radio, the highway end of Morwell Rec Reserve. Willis gets a tap. Can he find a teammate? He can. It was Heppel. Handball blindly over the top. Taken. Jack Hume good to tackle. The ground after grabbing the ball, the umpire again. So there's not much room to move. Jack Blair laid a nice tackle. He's done a few of those this afternoon. Ball up. Willis front position. I reckon Hutha got the tap. Went his way, but only as far as a Leongatha opponent, who, not surprisingly, was taken to the ground. So they've stopped the momentum again, the power in this second quarter as they did in the first, but now they need to bridge the gap, and that's the problem they've got at the moment. Quick little handball comes
well done
from Kim Drew. They go forward now towards the half-forward flank. I thought Murray took the mark, play on was the call. They remain under pressure, Chug overruns it. Leongatha under pressure, do it well. Brill dances around O'Connor, but in doing so found himself on the wrong side of the boundary line.
Second quarter of the Moe Racing Club. Their Cup Day is on Friday the 20th of October. 28 points is still the margin, Box.
It is, mate, and around the grounds quickly in the A grade, it's Moe 24 to Maul 7.
Hutha tried to take it out of the ruck. Heppel's been busy this afternoon, still gets his handball away to Kim Drew, who was quickly wrapped up, slammed into the ground by Jack Blair. And we'll have another stoppage, 54 metres out now for the goal. Wonthaggi start to build. They've got to start to find something. As Leongatha look to build again, the top of the 50 they are. They want to have another chance at a goal. We'll have another stoppage though.
So we've played near on 15 minutes. Wonthaggi yet to register a score. Leongatha have kicked 2 straight goals.
Davey back on the ground, straight over to Maskell.
So their 16-point lead at quarter time is now extended to 28. Kick around the body by Hutha. Well, at the moment, it finds itself again on the wrong side of the boundary line.
Tim Sexton, ground level.
I was just going to go with that. Davies back on the ground. Yeah, went straight to Maskell. He was reported for a what he classified as a bump, but was after the apparently rough conduct.
Is that coming from the horse's mouth? Here's Heppel from this stoppage. Tries to give a handball off now. He does, goes backwards there, was Hume. Right, left foot kick, beautiful to Kim Drew.
Beautiful leg.
And the Leongatha side are going to start to build some pressure because they lead it by 28 points, and this is danger time.
If I put the coach's hat on, Scud, how does a player get to be free inside 50 and have that much time, especially with the stoppage above around the arc, and then he had plenty of time to get it inside? A beautiful kick, great vision.
Heppel's been enormous as well. We'll get his stats in a moment as Kim Drew comes in and likes it off the boot and puts it through the middle. Leongatha Parrots are flying at the moment, and the Power don't have an answer.
Yeah, no, they don't, and it's stability time now for Wonthaggi. They need to find some footy, and they need to own it for a little while to really stop this run on from Leongatha, because right now they're getting taught a little bit of a lesson, and it's normally the other way around when Wonthaggi have possession of the ball.
And the margin now out to 34 points in Leongatha's favour. We're at the 16-minute mark of the second quarter. The Murray Racing Club scoreboard has the Parrots at 8-1-49, Wonthaggi 2-3-15. Aaron Heppel has had 14 disposals and 6 clearances.
Yeah, he's going well for Gippsland MG.
He is too, as is this bloke, Big Hoother. Grabs the tap, hunts the ball, keeps it in the area. So just 10 metres Wonthaggi's way of the centre circle.
And it's that man-on-man too, Poppy. I think they just need to really tie it up a little bit now, Wonthaggi.
Hoother over the top, taps it forward again. Getting a lot of taps to the ball, but can't get a way through as Heppel sends the Parrots back forward. Chug, quick kick, under pressure. Blair, front of the pack. Took hands to the ball, couldn't take the mark. Now Willis feeds off the handball. They do it nicely, share the ball, the Parrots on the end of it. He's going to be Turton inside forward 50. Here we go. They've got all the time in the world, and Olden finds his teammate on a lead, and the Parrots could extend this lead to a concerning margin with Cameron Olden attempting to kick his second goal. 45-degree angle.
This is tough
from 40 metres out.
The breeze in his face at the moment.
If he kicks truly, it's a 40-point lead.
Oh, it'll take something special. Olden off the boot. Yeah, pulls it left just a touch. And a minor score. Mind you, just their second minor score of the afternoon.
8-2-50 Leongatha on their Murray Racing Club scoreboard. Wonthaggi on their quarter-time score of 2-3-15.
Murray Cup Day, Friday the 20th of October. Schultz goes to the outer side. Chug was there to take the mark. He looks up, and all his teammates are manned up at the moment, so he just kicks long. It's actually a raking left foot, and out the back is a good call. That was a good option. It doesn't sit for Brody Mobilia. He has to go back and work. Nicely done. Handle over the top to Cooper McGuinness. 55 metres out, flying shot, a goal! Cooper McGuinness, welcome to Grand Final Day.
Their 3 goals this afternoon have come from transition from deep to their defensive 50, but it's been that lucky kick out the back. It hasn't been the Wonthaggi controlled, open the game up, and then they got him out the back. The bounce settled there for Mobilia and got a good handball out the back, but they just have no structure going forward. It's their 3rd goal of the afternoon, a much needed one, but I still see a lot of holes in their game at the moment.
Leongatha leading by 29 points on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. We're playing just short of 19 minutes into the second quarter. 8-2-50 Leongatha, 3-3-21.
Oh, beautiful tap down. Hoother to Sparks, but great smother by Heppel. Sparks has to go back and get it. Bates was there. Handball inboard to Hayes. Hayes tries to give it back to Bates, who got one over the shoulder. And you can tell by the Wonthaggi support, it's a free kick. And this nearly will be 50. It should be 50. He's got his legs around him. Pay the 50-metre penalty. There it is. If there's not one, there's 2. And now all of a sudden the umpire says bring it back.
There's 2 umpires sitting there officiating, and they've got to make a decision here.
Clearly, Noah Gown's on his back. He wraps him up with both legs, and that's 50-metre penalty every day of the week. As Bates has it, right in the middle now. All the numbers are back with the Leongatha defence. Top of the 50 it goes. McGuinness flew. And a free kick will go Cooper McGuinness's way. Well, they didn't pay the 50, but they'll pay that one.
Yeah, they've said they've caught him high. I think he was the highest bloke in the pack going for that mark as well. So he's a big kick. Oh, hang on, it's gone the other way.
Aidan Lindsay.
He's probably not the guy that you want the ball in the hands of.
Well, he's going to kick it back to Cooper McGuinness, who rolls in, Poppy.
Yep, so McGuinness now rolled into the forward 50. And what was a bridge too far now becomes an achievable goal for Wonthaggi, and don't they need it? Currently 3-3-21, Leongatha 8-2-50. The margin is 29 points. It did threaten to get to 40 a moment ago. So here we go. A kick for goal.
Ooh.
McGuinness off the boot. Well, poor attempt. Hits the point post on the full, out of play on the full. So an opportunity gone missing. Just over 20 minutes gone, second quarter. The margin remains at 29 points. And Leongatha will bring this ball back into play. No man on the mark, or, well, Blair was, but he was a long way from it. As they come grandstand side.
Oh, beauty!
Now that is a highlight of the afternoon. Jensen Garnham flew early, got a beautiful ride on the back of Tim Knowles and takes the mark from half back, kicks to half forward. Nicely taken front of the pack.
Yeah, push out.
Yeah, it was against Olden there as well. He's the smallest bloke in the pack, and he thought he might have hidden it, but he didn't.
No, he didn't. So the player with the ball will be Schultz. Tries to change direction, sun in the eyes.
Much
There's
better.
an option there, and here we go. This is what we're used to seeing Wonthaggi do. They've still got some space to move, and they do it quickly.
Chug.
From half-forward flank. Chug can grab and run. Just needs a favourable bounce. Hasn't happened too many times today, and doesn't happen now because Jack van der Plyk throws himself into the contest. Chug doesn't let the ball go. Eventually, the boundary umpire, will take control and throw this one in.
It was an absolute crappy kick, that one as well. He just put Chug under pressure. He had 2 to beat. Hits the mark, and Chug's gone on that left foot.
So boundary throw in. Huther in the back spot. Tried to take it out of the ruck. Blair was there as well. Instantly wrapped up in the tackle. And we'll have another stoppage. 55 metres out from Wonthaggi's goal. 21 3/4 minutes gone in the second quarter for the Moe Racing Club.
A little bit of Wonthaggi's theme this afternoon. Their kicks haven't been what we've seen throughout the year.
Sparks left it behind. Noah Gown quickly got ball to boot. Kicks towards the wing area. Bray was back there with Ganane. Has a little bit of a fumble. He's got some support now in Schultz, and Ganane did well to cause the stoppage and get his teammates to reset. Ball up on the far side of the ground.
Yes, go quickly around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture in Gippsland. And it's Moe Lions in the A-grade netball 32. They lead Morwell 13.
The Tigers all sorts of trouble there. The Power in all sorts of trouble here. 22 and a half minutes gone.
Some big moments for the Morwell Bowling Club. Inquiries and bookings head to morwellbowls.com.au. New function centre can seat 300.
Absolute beauty there a couple of weeks ago for the Morwell East 50-year reunion. Ball to be balled up here, right half forward flank. Leongatha kicking to the CBD end of Morwell, to the left of Radio. Huther gets the tap. Can he find a teammate? He can. Taken high. The umpire says yes. Holding the man without the ball. Ryan Sparks will get a kick.
So if it's left of Radio and you're looking the other way, is it? What is it?
Yeah, don't ask those silly questions on grand final day.
Davey dropped the mark that he probably should have taken, and now Leongatha will swoop on it. Van der Plyk to Brill.
Over the top.
Over the top they go. Towards the... big crunch. Garnham got hit as he didn't have the footy. And now Van der Plyk caught one high.
Silly. And you know who it is again, Davey?
Same person.
That's 2 bad mistakes.
And Davey quickly walks away from the... Oh, no, he's going to go again, I think.
Yeah, he's got the card out again.
He's going to turn around, and Davey is going to be sent off for a second time. Can you believe this?
Does that become a red?
Can you believe
it? Does, actually. Two yellow cards become a red.
Tim Sexton at ground level. The umpire's going there.
Yep, he's about to show him.
And what does that mean, Tim? If this is a send-off,
yep,
2 yellows is a red. What does that mean? He's done for the day?
Done for the day.
Yep, and they can't replace him. Is that right, or they can?
No, they'll play short.
Oh, that's it. This is a big moment of the game. Davey's got him again. He's been sent off twice in the grand final, and now Wonthaggi will be 1 short for the remainder of the game.
It was sloppy. It may not warrant a send-off, but it was a sloppy attempt.
Wowee, this is a huge moment. This will be a 50-metre penalty as well, which hurts not just with 17, but an instant goal. And a 29-point margin. Now there's a little bit of a dust-up in the goal square. Olden goes. You can hear the crowd in the background starting to get involved. Van der Plyk gets up. Davies' day is done. And Van der Plyk is going to go from point-blank range. Bang! What a turn of events in the 2023 Gippsland League Grand Final. Boxer, can you believe it?
Yeah, I can. I'm stunned. It was one of those things where he could have been controlled. You know, you're in the open space. There's nowhere to hide on a footy ground. There's nowhere to hide. And when you're going to commit to the ball like that, you're going to have to feel the ramifications as well. And like you said, Pop, it was sloppy. You know, it was avoidable, but it was sloppy. And I feel for Tom Davey now too, because now what's going through his mind as well, and they're going to be playing one short for the rest of the afternoon.
He will look at that in reflection and go, you know what, silly move. Silly move.
It's now a 35-point lead at the 25-minute mark of the second quarter to Leongatha, 9-2-56 to 3-3-21. Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
What chances now Wonthaggi to fight themselves back into this game? One man down against a complete and very strong Leongatha side. The odds are stacked against. You know what, though? There have been instances against the odds that sides can find a way to win. Let's see if they can't do the same. The power, the kick from defence comes towards Big Benny Willis, and he takes a strong mark. The grandstand wing area in front of Hootha. And the crowd enjoys the contest as he handballs off nicely. The Parrots along the line, they do it nicely. Sam Forrester, another pretty left foot mover for the Parrot side. Fighting hard with Shannon Bray. They find their way through. Good kick forward it was by Mitch Hayes towards half forward flank. At the bottom of the pack, it's nicely done though by Forrester. He's taken ball and all. The umpire takes control.
So this is where Wonthaggi have to throw the magnets around the board a little bit, fellas, too. I think it's just time now with this lead and the circumstances, something has to be done.
Exactly. It changes everything, though, doesn't it? They wouldn't have planned for this. Quick kick forward by Sparks towards goals. Free kick was...
Question was asked, I think,
it
Bob.
was, but it wasn't paid. There's no answer given, and Maskell will take this ball in after behind, Paul Carter.
That takes Wonthaggi to 3-4-22. It's a 34-point deficit over Leongatha, who are 9-2-56.
Maskell comes to the grandstand side. Garner will fly again and nearly take another hanger. And now Knowles will get the footy and rush it over for a boundary throw-in. We're going to have half-time wrap coming up, of course. We'll dissect what's actually happened in this second quarter. And if you're a Wonthaggi supporter, well, you might want to, well, I wouldn't say hold your breath. I won't say look away, but, geez, it's not looking good for you, unfortunately. If you're a Leongatha fan, this dynasty just continues on for your great club. And we've still got a half of football to play. Stoppage, 60 metres out from Wonthaggi's goal. 27 3/4 minutes gone in the second quarter for the Moe Racing Club. Willis and Hootha. Hootha grabs it out of the right, kicks it straight up and down. And now Willis will grab it. He'll gain a little bit of meterage with his kick, but kick it straight down the throat of Thomas as the halftime siren sounds. The Wonthaggi coaching staff and team have a big task ahead of them at the halftime break. They're going to be one short for the remainder. It's about to get underway. You've heard what the experts predict here in the third. Can Wonthaggi execute it? As Hootha tapped it down, but the umpire said, let's do this again because I threw it up in the wrong direction. So we'll do it again to get the third quarter underway. Hootha still tapped it down. Marriott was strong, gave it to Heppel in the end. Kick around the body it goes. High half forward kick. Gaines there. Big spoil over the back there was from Thomas. It comes to ground level. Turton tried to tap it and keep it in. He couldn't do so. And we're going to boundary throw in.
What they've done really well too, Leongatha, is they've shared the goals today as well. Yeah. They haven't really relied on too many. I don't think they've had two multiple goal kickers. I think Tom Marriott's kicked 2 and Kim Drew's kicked 2 as well.
So ball comes back in, top of the 50. Jack Blair was there. Forward handball was a good one to Sparks. He's got some open space with Bates, and it's a beautiful kick in stride. It's an open forward line. So Bates just kicks it and says, run, my forwards. But it's the defence of Leongatha who stood tall through Nash. And his kick, though, might go back to Bates. Free kick.
I'm going to tell you now, Scud, Jared Blair is not fit. He couldn't sprint that hard. Bowman had him covered as well.
So Bates now goes back towards Hutchison. He's got some separation. That's a free kick. Willis comes back with a flight. And advantage paid. And Noah Anderson goes bang. 1 minute in to the third quarter, and that's exactly what the Power wanted.
Perfect, Scud. Absolutely perfect. The start they needed. You know, if they can still score, hold Leongatha as well, get that extra man back on the deck, they'll put a few little doubts in Leongatha's mind once they do so.
And that goal has brought the margin back to 28 points in Leongatha's favour. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard sees Leongatha 9-2-56. Wonthaggi now 4-4-28.
Two things Leongatha don't want to do is, one, protect the lead, and two, believe it's just going to happen because they've got one man extra. Have to do all the things they've been doing to get the lead that they've got. Hootha flies high, gets the tap. First man there is going to be Lindsay. Around the corner he goes, and off Wonthaggi go. Can they threaten forward 50 and find Hutchinson? They can do, but Hutchinson dropped what he should have taken. A Straightforward mark out in front, went through the hands, and Harley came in to lend a hand to keep the ball in the area.
Pretty good opportunity now to put Harley deep in the square. We haven't seen him much this afternoon. Just got to get him into some sort of form.
Okay, 55 metres out from Wonthaggi's goals.
Or even better still, maybe ruck him. Just to get him into the plate.
All right, so still 75 metres. Hoother gets a tap, gains some meterage, but only as far as a Parrots defender goes inboard. Punch from behind from O'Connor was good. Tries to butter up with a tackle. He can't. The numbers favour the Parrots, and they do it nicely. Off they go. Vanderplyke feeds it off around about half forward flank. It all falls, and Chug comes in to lend a hand. Nicely done. Chug grabs the ball in. He's grabbed equally as well. Good tackle it was by Turton. And the ball up will take place. Grandstand wing, healthy crowd, good weather. 2023 Premiership up for grabs. Wonthaggi came in, possible favourites as Willis grabs the ball. A tumbling forward torpedo towards forward 50. Free kick was claimed. No, pay on was the call.
Ganane's hurt.
Ganane's hurt. Sparks from the halfback. Flag on kick. Inside, outside torpedo. A long way of saying crap kick.
Out of bounds on the full.
And Maskell will come in to take the ball.
He does. Ganane is back up, hobbling back inside his forward 50. Maskell has it on the wing area. He's going to take his time. He's been called to play on. He goes backwards to Forrester. He's got Nash if he wants him. Backwards that is, but he decides to go forward to Jack Hume. He's on the wing. He's going to play on and give a hand back to Forrester. His left foot kick is a piercing one towards Noah Gown. Got the sit on Lindsay.
He can kick this.
He can. Lindsay's on the mark about 43 metres.
They just know who to give the ball to, don't they? They just so...
Is he going to kick this around the corner?
I thought the same thing there. Probably he's going to kick around the body, but he's just marking out where he needs to kick it from, and it will be 50.5 metres. His side lead by 28 points. Wonthaggi have got the first goal of the opening third quarter, but this one is not what the Power want. They haven't been able to string 2 goals together yet.
Probably needs to start at left. Breeze just favouring the right side.
Down from 51. He likes it off the boot. He's celebrating already. He says, come on, boys. Come with me for the ride, because I've just kicked me first, and we get out to a 34-point margin again.
That's what I was just trying to explain before too. It was Forrester's set up then too. They just know who to give the ball to. Maskell, Forrester, just those beautiful ball users as well. They just trust each other's instincts, and it was a beautiful use. Gown was in a perfect spot inside 50, and the finish was just as good.
And that's back to the half-time margin of 34 points in Leongatha's favour. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Leongatha 10-2-62, leading Wonthaggi 4-4-28.
I reckon Willis got a fingertip to that one, but it only favoured Ryan Sparks for Wonthaggi. Takes the ball, kicks to right half-forward flank. Can he find a winner? He can, but around about here where Blair is, on the arc of 50, they can't find a clear passage. The ball will be held in. The umpire will take control.
Tim Sexton, what did you find out for us at half-time?
No, Coach Trent McMicking was very happy, obviously, with where they were, but was, as you said, just in the call at the start of this quarter, that it isn't going to just happen for them. They've got to lock down for the next 15 minutes or so, and then things will get on their terms. Wonthaggi had a closed shop. They weren't letting anyone into their rooms, so obviously they've come out and started how they wanted to, but they wouldn't be happy with letting Gown get that last goal.
Well, now we've got a blood rule, Timmy.
Although Blair's wiped it off.
Yep,
said play on them.
It's all okay.
Willis gets the tap forward now, taken nicely, and Wonthaggi inside forward 50. Sparks needs to take ball, he does. He's taken equally as well, 40 metres from the Powers' goals. Wonthaggi 4-4, Leongatha 10-2. 6 minutes gone, third quarter.
Just that breeze, we'll get Timmy in a minute, might be starting to push down towards that highway end as well, Timmy.
Yeah, it's just started to pick up a little bit again, Box. It dropped there very much in the second quarter, but certainly coming from the entrance gates here at Moore Rec Reserve, pushing towards the Gippsland Power Centre of Excellence.
All right, cleared the area. Ganane provided the contest, ground level. They got the runners and off they go. This is dangerous. Brill will need to kick to advantage, and that's what he tries to do. Can he find the advantage? Can he make the advantage? He can. Garnham on the end of it. He can't keep the ball in play. It was good pressure from Thomas. And just underneath the scoreboard that shows a 34-point margin favouring Leongatha, there'll be a boundary throw-in to take place.
It's a different breeze here this afternoon. It is a easterly, which means it's coming this way towards the grandstand side, normally going across the ground. And it is that highway end, and it is the scoring end. And Olden tries to win it from this stoppage, got dumped around in a Fergus O'Connor tackle. As you can hear through our effects, Mike, that breeze just starting to pick up a little bit more.
Just an A-grade netball score update quickly. It's Maui 56 in the fourth quarter. They lead Morwood 24.
7.5 minutes here into the third quarter. Gown got the tap out. Running on to this one was Murray. Gave a handball now to Sparks. He's kicked down the wing area towards Cooper McGuinness. Nash puts one hand up, got a hand on it, goes to the boundary line. McGuinness, and over it goes. And everything that the Leongatha defence do, they're doing it very well at the moment. They get a chance to make their changes. Both sides. There's a ball back into the field of play. It's a short throw in. Willis will take it out of the ruck and try to bowl through Vanderpleit. Now Sparks has to come in. Shrugs the tackle of Vanderpleit. Kick around the body, which was smothered. Willis and Hoother try to tap it down their way. Sparks follows up. He's trying to will his team into this game. The kick to a one-on-one. Harley wins it. At ground level again, Hayes will have to come in and help. Here's Blair, tries to handle into open space. Wide on by McGannon, gave it to Heppel, gave it to Hopkins, and Hopkins into open space. Garnham's just got to sit for him. He goes to ground. Play on was a call. Schultz gives it back now to Staley, and Staley's outlet kick finds there Hayes. He can forward handball, but Heppel does well. He smothered it. Jack Hume will come in. Heppel will try and win it back, and a good tackle on the outer side there from Bates will cause the stoppage. It's tough and it's hard box up, and Wonthaggi get a fight for every possession.
And they're going to have to right now, and like a 6-goal deficit at the minute. They can get one back here, or just to nullify Leongatha is the main plight at the minute.
So out of side of the ground, Hoother finds a way through, but couldn't release the ball as cleanly as he'd like. But the numbers go in their favour, with Mitch Hayes now finding a nice leading McGuinness option, and McGuinness plays on quickly. Over the top, they draw the player. Blair gives off. Can they make something out of this? They can!
Wow,
the kick for goal's a beauty! The power through Troy Harley will not, I repeat, will not let go of this game.
That was the best transition Wonthaggi have had all afternoon too, from their D50 all the way through, and their ball use was fantastic. It was all set up by Jack Blair. He's run off half back. He was the main instigator there, and just to bring Harley into the game and to have a finish, that was a hard pocket to kick to any day of the week. You can just ask Scud that too. It was a great play.
And the margin in Leongatha's favour is 28 points at the 9.5 minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Leongatha 10-2-62, leading Wonthaggi 5-4-34.
Marriott from the stoppage drives it to the top of the 50 in the front spot. Couldn't complete the mark. There was Hume. Now the power. Hayes will kick around his body. Anderson will mark a contested one on the wing. He's got to pop up.
They need to back up that goal. They need to get 2 goals together.
They do. Big moments for the Moore Bowling Club. Hoother's in the middle of the ground, has it. He goes out wide. Can find Bates. Bates will turn around and have a look. Anderson presents.
Here we
McGuinness
go.
presents. But he comes
inside. No.
Inside to Staley, who pumps it inside forward 50. It's a wobbler. Cade Maskell takes a mark.
He sat that hole for about 2 minutes.
Yep.
No one went anywhere near him.
And the kick shouldn't have went anywhere near him either.
So Cade Maskell, he's had a super season and a good grand final. Outlet kicks nice.
Oh.
Dropping the mark though, Hopkins. Now it gets into the hands of Hutchison. He's handball to no one in particular. Brody Mobilia says, I'll crash through the pack. I'll give a handball straight back. Nash has to kick it straight up and down. It's all Wonthaggi. Murray goes to ground. Vanderpleit has a pressure applied by Sparks. O'Connor comes the other way. Harry was there as well.
Geez, that was some sloppy series of play there, wasn't it?
Ball up.
Wow.
Half forward flank.
Half forward flank. Hoother went high and early. Got a fingertip to it. Importantly, at ground level, Hepper got a kick. Gained all of 40 metres. They continue to apply the pressure. Holding the ball will go the way of Wonthaggi, courtesy of a good Fergus O'Connor tackle. They try to spread grandstand side. They go to the outer side, where it's Josh Bates with the ball. Looks up forward, not a lot of movement. Still 28 points down. Still one man down. Todd Davey, if you joined us, has been sent off. You won't see him for the rest of the day, but you will see a replacement after 20 minutes. We're 11.5 minutes gone to this quarter. Cade Maskell with the ball, as he has been for most of this afternoon. We'll check his mark shortly, but it's been incredible. Ganane takes a mark out of side of the ground. Outer side wing marks for Maskell, Paul Carter.
It's now 9.
9 marks in defence. Nicely done. Ganane kicks to the corridor, 40 metres from the Parrots' goals. Ball spills out the back. The race is on. Now a free kick paid. He's going to go. Wait a minute. The umpire's pointing both ways.
That's a wide, isn't it?
Okay.
No, I think he's doing the cross-arm one.
All right, so the one
doing the Macarena.
One thing, you've got the kick. And on the end of it is going to be Chug again. Now it's Thomas to right half forward flank. Hutchinson gets rid of his opponent but can't quite get hands on ball. Here's a chance. Can he get free of his opponent? He can't. Falls to ground the ball. 50-50 contest. And I'll tell you what, can they keep it in? They can. Hutchinson, nicely done. Takes a bounce. Kicks from 50 in the corridor.
Good
There's
kick.
a winner here.
McGuinness.
Just a touch from the back. McGuinness let that ball go, and the Parrots are out of trouble.
Yeah, Marriott with a nice outlet kick to Garnham. He's got Brill in the middle of the ground. He took a little while to get there, but found him in the end. They needed McGuinness to grab that one. There's Brill right in the middle of the ground. Switches it out wide to Turton. Grandstand side. 13 minutes gone. Margin sits at 28 points. They've reduced it from half time, but it's not enough. As Turton kick goes to half forward. Ganane with a big fly and a big fist from Knowles. We'll see it for a boundary throw in.
Some positive signs though from Wonthaggi, isn't there? So there's just McGuinness takes that mark and he's got a shot at goal, 30 out.
Yeah.
And it just sort of changes the game a fair bit, Pop.
Well, it's 9 scoring shots to 12, but the scoreboard says it's a lot further away from Wonthaggi. They have got their chances, but they need to make most of them because their chances have been limited. They are staying in touch. They haven't given it up, and that was probably the danger going into half-time, feeling as though they couldn't win. They need to believe that against the odds they can, and if they can, it will be one of the great wins.
Just to think that they've spent half a game of this with one man short.
Yes.
With 17 men on the ground.
Ball being thrown up again. The Power hold it in again. Right half forward flank is where the ball is. Blue skies remain. Breeze picks up. Healthy crowd sticking around. Leongatha 10-2, Wonthaggi 5-4. Contest is on at right half forward flank. No room to move for either side at the moment as the umpire balls this one up, and Scud Cooling is going to clear this one for us.
All right, let's see. Hilberg tapped it down to Heppel and somehow gave the handball back to Hilberg. He barrels one inside forward 50. The big pack will form, and in the chest is Hume. Somehow worked the enormous pack out of that one, found the drop zone and took the chest mark, Boxer.
Yeah, and he did. He protected that drop zone very well, but he was in front. And that's the key factor in all this as well. And used his body well, even though he's not a very heavy-set player. He just he's been a renowned forward in his junior date.
So Jack Hume doesn't have a goal. This will be a left to right sort of kick with a breeze coming over his left shoulder from 45 metres out. Starts at left, comes back to the right and puts it through the middle. Jack Hume extends the margin again for the Parrots as they seemingly have one hand on the cup.
Yeah, we spoke about a pre-game in regards to the importance that Jack plays in this side, and it's a coach's dream to have a tall running wingman that can swing forward and kick straight the way he does. And it was a great finish and just one of those ones that Wonthaggi just didn't need.
And the margin back to the half-time margin of 34 points. Both teams have kicked 2 goals this quarter. On the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we have Leongatha 11-2-68, leading Wonthaggi 5-4-34.
We've got a bit of an update too in the A-grade netball. Looks like it's all over there in the A-grade, and it's Maui 64. They defeated Morwell 29.
Ball back into Parrots territory. A opportunity here for the Parrots to extend the lead. Gee, throwing the ball, I would have thought. Playing was the call from the umpire. Taken high, I thought. And the umpire continues to call play on as Wonthaggi.
Good run.
They string some handballs together. They run beautifully, as you heard. And now Murray for the Power will kick inside forward 50. But again, they've been too strong back there. Jackson Harry on this occasion comes grandstand side after taking the mark and finds Forrester with Harry Dawson on the mark. So from the right half-back flank, Forrester goes inboard, goes backward, keeps possession. Nicely done to this too. Nash goes towards the outer side and finds Westaway. Westaway long and strong, and Sparks took Kim Drew late. The umpire hasn't called anything at the moment, but Shannon Bray was the player that came in late. And it will now be a 50-metre penalty. I think the third of the afternoon against Wonthaggi.
Tim Sexton at ground level.
Gone back to 18 and 18 on the ground, so Wonthaggi obviously will be a rotation down on the bench, but even players now back on the playing field.
All right, that's important. The margin may not have shifted, but at least the balance between both sides as far as personnel is now even. But this is an important one. Player with the ball for Leongatha is Kim Drew. Outside of 50 he'll kick, but he has the breeze coming over his left shoulder. The right foot kick off the boot comes across the face of goals, or does it? No, it does not. Nice kick. And here we go. The Parrots have just firmed their grip on that one handle of the 2023 Premiership Cup.
Yes, it's just about done, and I know I'm calling it early. Sorry there, PC, but just to see every Leongatha player from all over the ground just get to Drew as well. You know the enthusiasm up, the belief's up, but having been there before, you know it's not over until you know it's done. And we've got A-grade premiers as well in the netball, and the final score there was Moe 64. They defeated Morwell 30, so a 34 goal win to Moe.
And the margin now out to 40 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Back to the middle they go. Kick around the body there was from Hayes. Centre half forward. No one can mark. Little John with the head over the footy. Mabili was there. Gave it to Blair. He lost the footy. In traffic was good. Kick around the body from Vanderpleit. And nicely done back there. Play on, said the umpire. Staley couldn't complete the mark. Now he has to go back and get it. He handballs backwards to Knowles under pressure. Now he's gone. Jack Ganane wrapped him up, and the free kick will go Leongatha's way. Jack Ganane, he's got runners and numbers everywhere. Ignores those. There's some options at centre half forward. He says, I'll just wait. Hilberg presented, kicks to the pocket. The target back there is Garnham, can't complete the mark, front and square. Shuffled out the handball, there was Thomas. The run now of Murray. And the left foot kick out is going to go to a spoil and out of bounds for a boundary throw in. 18, make it 19 minutes gone. Third quarter, it's out to 40 points. The Parrots have extended the margin, and the ball will come back into the field of play. Hutha couldn't take it with him. Lindsay tried to crash through, wins it on the second attempt, gives it to Murray, who went one-handed and lost it over the boundary line.
It's going to be a great story there for Ganane as well. He missed the grand final last year, and he plays this year now, so he's got that one hand on that cup at the minute.
Right half forward flank. Willis in the front from this boundary throwing. Got the tap. He went searching for a man. Couldn't find it. First player there, Tom Murray, and off they go. Murray on the end of it. Gets rid of an opponent, or does he? Nicely done. Dropping the ball was the call.
Heppel's
a good tackle it was by Aaron Heppel.
He's been one of the best for Gippsland, MG.
Yeah, classy and courageous. Does a good thing. Does Aaron Heppel.
Of course, we have to pick the Stan Aiken medal today, boys, so keep an eye on who might be our best player.
I think still Maskell leading the way. Early doors, though. We've still got 40 minutes of football left. Things can change very quickly, and they'll need to change for Wonthaggi. They're down by 40 points. Not impossible, but bloody hard.
Yep.
60 metres from Leongatha's home. They're kicking to the highway end. 12-2 they are. Some great finishing today. They've shared the goal kicking. Something like 9 different goal scorers within that 12 goals. 10 different goal scorers within those 12 goals, if you don't mind. So
it's what they've done all year, hasn't it? It's certainly been a team performance throughout season 2023.
And good teams win these big games, don't they? Willis inside the forward 50. Coming out the back has been taken by Hilberg. Left foot kick around the body. Contorted himself too much and out of play on the full.
So Fergus O'Connor to get it back in for the Power. They need a little bit of run and dare. It's 40 points. You've got to start to take a few risks now. Otherwise, this game slips further away and the kick goes to the boundary line. We've got a boundary throw in. 21 minutes gone. Third quarter for McDonald's. There's a 1 in 4 chance to win with Monopoly game now at Macca's. As the umpire gets us back underway. Working hard as Hayes has to kick around the body, which was smothered by Vanderpleit. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Still fine. I'm just bewildered. Maskell's still on his own. He's had a amount of possessions. His intercept marks have been incredible. He's just directing traffic.
So Wonthaggi rolled the extra one up to the contest, and Maskell says, "Okay,
see you later."
Yep.
Why wouldn't you win? Factor. Why wouldn't you?
Well, you've got Marriott, Drew, Vanderpleit in the midfield. Why would you worry?
Inside forward 50 for Leongatha now. Nicely done, Hutha. Gets it out just quickly to Sparks. Sparks can't get it out. The pressure's too much. Free kick Leongatha's way. And while the knife is in, it hasn't been twisted, but we may see a twist right now if Brill can convert this free kick into a goal. 40 points the margin.
The thing about Leongatha too is they haven't stopped their pressure. they've come out, they started the game exactly the way they're playing right now, and they've been playing nearly 90 minutes of football, and they haven't stopped the intensity at all.
So Brill, Talon Brill will need to go from left to right with that breeze coming across the ground. Off the boot, now gone too far right, stays right, just stays in, and are behind to Wonthaggi, in fact to Leongatha.
Taking Leongatha's lead on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard to 41 points. They are 12-3-75, Wonthaggi 5-4-34.
Just repeating an A-grade netball, Maui have defeated Morwell 64-30. They got away to a blistering start. And the A-grade Premiership will go over to the Lions' Den as the outlet kick there from Hayes found Schultz. Grandstand side, half-back flank has to go backwards to Staley. And Staley's got Blair if he wants him. It's just going to sit in the air. Closing was Noah Gown, and that might be 50. So Blair took the grab. Huther's going to come in and remonstrate. Only a little bit. He'll help his teammate up. Knowles will have a go at Gown as well. And Blair, meanwhile, still on the ground. He took the wind out of him, you think?
I'm not sure they were remonstrating. I don't even know what that was.
No, a little bit of a tap to the solar plexus.
I don't even know what that was. If you're going to remonstrate, remonstrate.
Well, Jared Blair gets up, walking with looks like he's got a pole stuck somewhere. However, he just got crunched. And the 50-metre penalty has gone about 20 metres, can you believe it? It is not even 20. We've gone back to 15-metre penalty as Blair goes into the middle of the ground. They lost where they were on the ground, I think. Knowles kicks it in towards the top of the 50. Lindsay was there to meet it. Bowman left it behind as well. Ball now in dispute. Turton paddles it to himself, then left it behind. Chug was there.
Here we go.
Handballs over the top to Lindsay. Lindsay's put a don't argue on. Handball high to open space. And the midfielder of Marriott from Leongatha got back, got a fist on it, and causes the boundary throw in, and that's what you want to see from your midfield brigade, Boxer.
Yeah, it is, mate. And look, that breeze has really picked up too now, Scud. And
Tell me about it.
It's favourite in the highway end.
Causing a little bit of trouble with Paul Carter, as we'll have a stoppage inside 50. 24 and a half minutes gone, the margin at 41 points.
And it could be if Wonthaggi can grab a goal here with three-quarter time starting to come quickly. Could be just what the Power need. Here we go. Nice chance. Feed it off. Nicely done by Knowles. They just can't get any clear air. Hutchinson dives, takes a mark.
Good grab.
Slips like cats, diving with a Leongatha opponent just behind him. This is going to be a tougher kick than what it might first appear because he's kicking to a wind. He's going to be kicking on a slight angle.
And he's just ran, 15 metres at full tilt.
Yes.
To take the mark on the chest dive in as well. So it's taken a bit out of him.
But they do need this goal. They will be coming home with a breeze that's starting to pick up. We said that he can't extend the margin. If he can convert this, they bring it back to within 35 points at half-time, as you heard from Paul Carter, was 34. Hutchinson walks it in, off the boot, looks okay. Goal!
Good kick.
Goal!
That is a fantastic kick too. He just didn't give it too much air. He really punched it through, so he just didn't get the wind to do anything untoward towards that ball. That was a great goal. Great run and great mark as well. It's just what they needed, Wonthaggi, just before three-quarter time.
Margin coming back to 35 points at the 25-minute mark of the third quarter. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has Wonthaggi now up to 6-4-40, trailing Leongatha 12-3-75.
Scott, has at any time today Wonthaggi managed to go back-to-back with goals?
No, they haven't, no. Every time Wonthaggi's got one, Leongatha have an answer. This might be their chance. Murray will burst through. Dying minutes of the third quarter. Hutchison was the target again. His second effort's good. On the left this time.
No.
Oh, it's got off the backside of his boot, and it's gone backwards in the end. And Leongatha tried to run it. Kim Drew got ran down from behind, kicked it straight towards the boundary line. Leongatha want deliberate. Blair says, I'll try and keep it in. Couldn't do so.
There's a chance it went missing again.
35 points. If they get one more, Boxer,
there'll be a sniff, but that's all. That's all.
So boundary throwing, can they find something here? It's back to 18 on 18 after spending most of the game one short. Davey has spent the rest of the game in the change room.
And when I say a sniff, it's only out of one nostril. It's not a massive sniff.
It is the third quarter for McDonald's. Breeze starting to pick up. Wonthaggi will come home with a slight breeze. Willis will grab it out of the ruck, put it to ground level. Somehow Marriott shuffled to Noah Gown. Umpire didn't see it. We've got another stoppage. 27 minutes gone. Third quarter. 35 points. Crowd very healthy. for the 2023 Gippsland League Grand Final between two arch rivals in Wonthaggi and Leongatha. Mobilia out of the ruck, Hamble to open space. Sparks is there, inside 50 again. Hutchison and Harry, two hands at it. Back there was Little John, instantly tackled. Again, inside 50 they go. Ball up.
One more goal for the Power in the dying minutes, and they've closed the margin. They've won a quarter. And they'll need to do that more, obviously more so in the next 30 minutes, but they'll bring something out of that. 35 points the margin, was 34 points at half time.
This is it.
27 and a half minutes gone. Ooh. They back themselves in, they can't. Take it home, free kick, there's a chance.
Power supporters starting to find a bit of voice. Cooper McGuinness got the kick pop.
Well, if he would have been looking at what Hutchinson did just a moment ago, he's in exactly the same position. Is McGuinness exactly the same position as what Hutchinson was?
Right goal post.
30 metres out on the slide angle. Probably needs to keep it low, not let the wind play a part.
Big moment.
Cooper McGuinness, he's kicked one in the second quarter. Off the boot, goes right, stays right, way too far right, hits the right behind post, out of play in the full.
Yeah, it was just his running and the lift in his leg. He just gave it too much air, and he didn't punch it like his teammate did only 5 minutes prior.
Just the lift in his leg. You keep your leg on the ground when you kick it?
I like to lift it as well.
That's when you normally go to the toilet. As he kicks out, Maskell found Big Benny Willis. He tries to get play on, he does. Hilberg over the top. Heppel with a handball forward to Turton. Can't quite get one hand on it. Goes again, does Aaron Turton. And now the right foot kick inside 50. Fergus O'Connor takes the defensive mark for the Power. 29 minutes have passed. He's going to come to the near side. Does he find Sparks? No. Heppel with the spoil. Great work. Olden gave it to Drew. This will hurt Kim Drew. Unfortunately, doesn't have a shot on goal in the end. Staley has to come in and help. His kick eventually, he's trying to find Knowles on the outlet. It misses him and goes over for a boundary throw-in.
So Cooper McGinn's miss is one thing they'll be talking about at three-quarter time. Would have been a 5-goal deficit, and it would have given them something to talk to as well.
Well, you don't want Leongatha to get one, and they just might at the toes there of Olden. Tries to shuffle out of the back. Quick kick by Heppel. Bouncing! Zambrero goal today. Aaron Heppel, thank you very much, he says. I'll take one at the 29 and three-quarter minutes, and I'll give us a steadier.
And that'll be his first for the afternoon, Scott, is it?
That is his first, of course.
And what a goal as well. He's had a fantastic afternoon. He's been at it all the way through. And and just a great finish. It was just a fortuitous goal, wasn't it? So made something out of nothing, and that one hurts Wonthaggi again. And
the margin back to that 41-point match high lead at the, as Darryl said, at the 30-minute mark of the third quarter. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard 13-3-81 Leongatha, 6-4-40 Wonthaggi.
All right, ball centre of the Moore Rec Reserve. Quick kick forward comes from Wonthaggi. Free kick will go Wonthaggi's way, and it's going to be Mobilia. Mobilia's in the ruck these days, is he?
Yeah, he can go anywhere.
Okay.
Good utility.
Plays tall for a relatively medium-sized player. Comes towards left half forward flank. Willis is a defender. Does all the hard work, as he loves to do. And his kick from a standing start gathers all of 65 metres, if you can believe it. Well, believe it, because I saw it. And now it goes towards half forward flank. Good contest. Ball comes to ground. Nicely done as Mitch Hayes edged it forward to his skipper and coach in Blair. The three-quarter time siren goes.
It reads Leongatha 13-3-81 to Wonthaggi 6-4-40. It is there, Poppy, that Wonthaggi's made a change before the quarter started.
Yeah, I think there was just a bit of a late change from the bench, possibly because Blair is actually starting. Now, this is what makes you wonder, because Blair, you'd think, would be the one player you'd want there in the early minutes of the final quarter. So I think that calf may be starting to trouble him more than what he's showing at the moment.
All right, the final quarter, the season 2023 comes down to this. Between two arch rivals, Wonthaggi and Leongatha. The umpire will get us underway for Harvey Norman. And it'll be Hoother up against Big Willis. Who will take home the Premiership Cup? We'll find out in about half an hour's time. As Jack Blair was there on the wing, handled inboard. Hoother tries to win it. He tried to get a handball out, and big Ben Willis just ragdolls him around. Lindsay handles over the shoulder to Chug, twisting and turning. Now the left foot kick, inside forward 50. It's a deep entry. Harry can't mark, gives a handball off. Mobilia gave it to Hutchison and missed.
Oh, my goodness.
25 seconds into the opening final quarter, and you want to get that one. That's the start you needed, Box.
It is, mate, and he had more time than what he thought. I don't know what the awareness was around the play, but no, not enough voice or whatever the case may be, but what a start that would have been for him.
6-5-41. Wonthaggi, they trail Leongatha by 40 points to 381.
Thanks, PC. Maskell brings the ball back into play, goes searching for Willis as the wind that you'd hear in the background starts to take effect. Out of play on the full, came off the boot of a Wonthaggi player at left half-back flank. And the Parrots now with the ball, grandstand side. They'll go along the line you'd expect. And that's what they do, play on a bit too easily. Front of the pack should be a Wonthaggi mark. It is. Taken high he was. The player was Knowles, Tim Knowles. Plays on. The kick was an absolute shocker. And out of play on the full if the mark's not paid. Mark is paid, so maybe the kick wasn't as bad as what I thought. Nevertheless, Kim Drew goes inboard, finds Maskell again. How many marks is that for Maskell this afternoon? I reckon there's been plenty there, Paul Carter.
That's 10 now.
10 marks. Have to admit, I thought it was more. As Travis Nash, that's my mistake, not yours, obviously. As they go towards the outer side, Little John over the top, looking for Harry. Harry to Forrester. So, like a basketball side around the key, they've shared the ball in an arc defensive fifthly. I thought Marriott may have coughed that one up. The umpire has paid. Wait a minute.
My ball.
My ball is called. Okay, so at left half forward flank now for Wonthaggi. They're 40 points down. They've got the win, but they're going to need something something bordering on a miracle, to be honest, but miracles do happen.
Yep, free kick to Wonthaggi, and they needed the first one though, Pop, didn't they?
And they got some urgency about them. As it Lindsay now with the ball, inside forward 50, over the top, at the back, guess who? Maskell, quick handball. Falls in the arms, play on's the call, nicely done. Good tackle too. And in fact, it goes over the boundary line, despite the best efforts of Troy Harley. And there'll be a boundary throw in. 40 metres, maybe 45 metres from Wonthaggi's goals. Kicking to the highway end of Morwell Rec Reserve. It's thrown in now. Willis couldn't get a handle on it, and now the umpire will take control, the central umpire that is.
Probably the biggest last quarter comeback in league history. It's for 45 points, and it was done by Wonthaggi over Sale in the prelim final, 2014.
Well, not going to be exactly that, Pop, but it is 41 at the moment.
Well, Poppy, you were involved in a big comeback as well back in 1985.
Well, I was involved in it, but I was on the losing side. I kicked the winning goal for Traralgon at the 20-minute mark, which put us 24 points up.
And what happened?
By?
6 minutes later, we were 26 points down.
We'll get another stoppage here. 3.5 minutes in. Only the 1 point to speak of so far. Ball hits the deck. Huther taps it to himself. Then he took on the tackler. He needed to get ball to boot quickly. And in the end, he couldn't. And it's holding the ball. And Little John wins the free kick. Defensive 50 for the Parrots. And Leongatha will just hold on to it. They'll run some time off the clock, which just makes it impossible for the Power. Maskell got it over to Forrester. Handball forward at the toes of Turton. Chug has to close and put a little bit of pressure on. Forrester says, I'll just step over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
The cards are on the table now for Leongatha. They've got all the opportunity now to play it on their terms, Scud, and really make it hard for Wonthaggi.
The only way that Wonthaggi changed that is by scoreboard pressure, and they needed one early. As Mobilia's kick inside forward 50 is marked by Jackson Harry. So we've travelled 4.5 minutes already, and they've only made a point on that margin at three-quarter time as the kick from Harry finds the touch, and we've got a boundary throw in, although...
Free kick to Chug.
Okay. So grandstand side, breeze coming an easterly, which is across the ground towards the grandstand side of the Morwell Rec Reserve, going in the favour of Wonthaggi. Chug's kick towards Hutchison. Can't quite mark it. At ground level, Nash was there. Quickly wrapped up, and we'll get another stoppage. And this could be the way that this final quarter goes, and it could be ugly and a little bit stop-start, not pretty footy, Box.
No, it won't be too, Scud. And, there's a free kick there too. It was against Heppel. was too high, and it's going to go to
McGuinness.
Yeah, Chug's coming off too for Wonthaggi. After that kick, he really pulled up lame as well. I think he's just cramping maybe. He's asking for a drink and a rub.
Yep.
And a scratch.
Needs a bit of pickle juice, I think.
Yeah, I think he might.
There
he
it is.
Too. There
Just
it is.
got the pickle juice.
Yeah. Everyone likes a bit of pickle juice.
I had some pickle juice last night. I got pickled.
And I think also Hutchison also having it as well.
So they are getting very wobbly wheels, this Wonthaggi side, as McGuinness attempts to bridge the gap back to 34. 50 metres out, directly in front, pushes it right. Too far right, 2 opportunities gone.
6-6-42 Wonthaggi. They trail by 39 points on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Leongatha at 13-381. 6 minutes played last quarter.
He'd be disappointed with that too. He's been a dead-eye dick all year. Before his injury, what's wrong with that? Dead-eye dick? That's just
that's what happens after pickle juice.
He's been a great kick all the whole year. That's all I have to say about that.
Kicking out of fullback, finds touch again. And we've got another boundary throw in, another stoppage.
He gave me the look.
Haven't had too many Zambrero goals of the day contenders so far. Mobilia was a good one though. If you're craving a burst of flavour, look no further than your toasted burrito at Zambrero. Bell back into the play, but we've got a stoppage. Not going anywhere.
Scott had a bit of a big bag full of Zambrero last Saturday night after the prelim final.
Yeah, very nice. Had to feed the whole family.
Very nice.
Didn't cost me much at all. It was beautiful, very cheap and nice meal I got over there. Zambrero Interalgan.
Service was great. Ordered online, bang, had it before we knew it, and away we went.
And when you're taking vouchers, it should be given to players. I mean, it's a really it's a great afternoon.
I wasn't going to say it, but there was an elephant in the room.
Bowman tried to bust out of that one, couldn't do so. We've got another stoppage again.
Right half forward flank is where it is. Wonthaggi into attack, but finding it hard to put some scoreboard pressure on, and that's what they desperately need. The ball stolen. Oh, don't play on from there. Surely, son. What are you doing? Anyway, they get out of trouble. No, they don't. Willis' smother, followed by a tackle. The big bear has just gone bang, and Leongatha get back to possession. Bowman, left foot, kick around the body. Nicely done. Favourable bounce. Goes away of Olden. Olden gets rid of his opponent and then goes searching for Brill.
Brill now out centre half forward. He's going to wait for someone to get inside forward 50, and that man is Olden as he kicks to a 2-on-1. The big spoil from Jack Blair comes over the top. Olden's there at ground level and put a high tackle on Blair, and then Blair just dumped Olden, and it's been reversed.
2 Leongatha players down. I reckon there could be a 50 here.
It's unravelling.
I'm surprised he didn't go to the back of the shorts again with another card.
So Olden gets up off the deck.
Just frustration.
And all it is.
Yep.
Cam Olden this afternoon has won. We've had 10 different goal scorers for the Parrots.
Scud, when he gave that off to Brill when the ball went inside his 50, he ran 40 metres to be that next option again. The kick wasn't great, but now he ends up in his hands with that free kick.
39 points, 8 minutes final quarter. On the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, Olden comes in and puts it across the face, won't score in the end, as Jacob Thomas takes the mark. Hutchison's just come off the bench. He's got one. He's going to go to him now. Although the kick's on the inside, and Harry will come in and compete for it. Can't complete the mark was Hutchison. Ganane hammered over the top. Bowman's there.
Yeah, it's Ganane's got a free kick for too high, Scud. 3 Wonthaggi players come in. They're just going to let one player go. Trust your mate's going to do the right thing and get that tackle in. But they all dumped on him and have given away a free kick. Tough kick from here. Kick him from 50.
Won't make the distance.
Not on your life.
This will go 55-metre kick into a strong breeze. It's likely to land, I reckon, at the point of the square.
Will he go for it, or will he set it up?
You probably need Cade Maskell on the end of this one.
He'll go for it, but it'll land 10 metres short, point of the square. Let's see if we can get a huge hanger. He'll end up kicking from 50. It's going to land, well, shorter, top of the square. Big pack forms, no one can mark. Lindsay was there for the power. He's got some open space now. The outer wing finds Mobilia, but the kick will miss him. It's going to bounce favourably just for Mobilia. He gets ball to boot towards Blair, who marks on the wing. He's going to switch it into the middle of the ground, and Hayes can take the mark. They've got to move it quickly. He plays on. He wants the left foot. He's going to drive it inside forward 50. Huth has gone forward. Can't complete the mark. And now it goes over the back and in front of the scoreboard at the Morwell Rec Reserve. We've got a boundary throw in. 9 3/4 minutes gone. Only the 2 points, but it's still a 39-point margin to Leongatha.
Unlucky not to get the free kick there too by Huth. He was impeded by Westerway.
So deep inside, forward 50. Ball comes back in. Maskell tries to tap it towards Little John. He'll see it go over for another boundary throw in, and we'll do it again. Best on ground this afternoon for Gippsland MG. All your electric and plug-in hybrid models are absolutely stunning. They're here today as well. There's the ball
thrown back in, nicely done. Wonthaggi, can they make something out of this? They try. Nicely taken by Sparks. Kick around the body, offline again. Rare opportunities haven't been made the most of. And Leongatha will get the resultant free kick.
So just repeating to the A-grade netball score 2 in the grand final, it was Maui. They defeated Moores 64-30, 34-point victors there.
Yeah, one-way traffic across the oval on the courts and one-way traffic here. The margin at the moment, 39 points. As the ball comes grandstand side, spilled over the boundary line, right half forward flank for Wonthaggi.
exactly what Leongatha want, Boxer.
Yep, absolutely, mate. They just keep milking the clock. As things progress here as well, they've been able to really hold off Wonthaggi. They've really tried to throw everything at it this quarter. But Leongatha, like I said, the ball's in their court at the moment.
Ball back into the field of play. Hume was there, trying to crash his way through. Ripped out of it was Murray. Goes to ground. Handball's now in towards Sparks. Sparks gives it to Schultz. Steps in Bowman. Right foot kick. Into the pocket it goes. Big pack. Maskell's there. Crunching. Little John roves nicely. He'll kick around the body and out of bounds on the full. Timmy Sexton's at ground level. What can you tell us, Tim?
No, well, most of the Wonthaggi power guys coming off are getting calves and hamstrings right there, tightening up a fair bit. Leongatha just rolling through all their players, just making sure they stay nice and fresh for this last 20 minutes.
Playing into their hands, isn't it, as the kick goes in and a free kick will be given away. But, Timmy, it's just playing into Leongatha's hands at the moment.
Oh, absolutely, and it's the same as what they did in the last quarter against Moe last week when they had the game sort of sewn up. They're just playing it exactly where they need to, getting close to the boundary line, and they'll take stoppage after stoppage for the rest of the day.
Another kick for Maskell. Goes searching for, finds Bowman. Two players could have had a piece of that. Ganane was one, Bowman was the other. Bowman took the mark at left half-back flank. Wonthaggi 6-6, Leongatha 13-3. Down the field, a free kick's been paid.
Just to Noah Gown, just off the ball then to Schultz. Was a little bit wayward.
Into the 12th minute now.
Wayward in which way, Boxer?
Yeah, he just might have...
Okay.
He might have been telling him he was on the full.
Oh, okay.
If you know what I mean.
Okay. So, Gowan, I don't, but I'll ask you to explain after the game. We haven't really got time now. Oh, I'm with you.
Oh, you're with me now.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you just hit me in the chest. I know what you mean. Now the ball goes in the corridor, nicely done. Picked up beautifully, it was there by Mitch Hayes. Mitch Hayes' short kick wasn't great. Huther, beautifully done.
He went the barrel.
And then went the barrel, got a bit ahead of himself, as ruckman sometimes do. And now at the right half-forward flank, all stolen here, and the Parrots get themselves out of trouble. They do it through Vanderplyte. He gets himself in trouble. Coming through nicely was Anderson, taking the ground with ball. And at right half-forward flank, the umpire will take control. 13 minutes gone, Wonthaggi 6-6. Leongatha 13-3. The margin, 39 points.
So ball up. Wonthaggi having no one actually has scored a goal in this quarter. Mobilia kicked it straight to Lindsay. Lindsay's kick, and no one's back except for that man, Cade Maskell. Takes the mark on the point of the square. Relieves the pressure to Jack Hume. Forrester works hard for him. He ignores him in the end. And eventually he'll go out to Forrester. So well done, well worked out by the Parrots. Forrester, they'll just have a bit of kick to kick now. Back to Maskell. Square it back to the near side, the grandstand side. Little John's got Nash on, and Nash has got Turton further afield, and Nash will find Turton by foot. So 4 kicks across the face of goal, the switch kick, and I won't be surprised if they do it again.
Yep, they've gained nothing, but have burnt the clock by about a minute.
Turton, back to Nash, back to Little John. Guess what? Where's Maskell? Here he is on the end of this.
Got a man up.
Where's Forrester?
Just man up.
Maskell, you can kick it out wide. Will it get to Forrester? We just had a repeat of what happened this time. Jackson Harry presents on the far side of the ground, and Harry will look out to the outer side, and this time we finally get it outside their defensive 50, and it hits the chest of Jensen Garnham. The defence just slowing things down, holding on to things and working it nicely as Garnham goes over the top to Marriott.
So Marriott now from the outer side wing goes looking for Ganane. Ball spilt forward, nicely done. Ground level, it was Heppel. Taken with ball, and now a turnover. The power through Blair. Jack. Handball's left, nicely done. They're getting themselves into trouble and not gathering any ground. And that's sort of been the story of the day as Blair has another go at it. Goes back into the corridor. Big Benny Willis playing a kick behind the play from a standing start. Gathers 55 metres
Alden.
and way too easy.
Oh.
And the Parrots take the easiest of marks. 15 minutes into this final quarter. The Premiership's theirs to keep, but there's a little cherry to go on top of their performance today. And Alden's the player who's kicked one today, and he's been one of 10 goal scorers. Can you believe that? Quite unbelievably.
Could be 11 now, I think.
Could be. Scud's just counting them up now for me. It is 11. Thanks, Scud. So Alden now will kick from 45 metres. Gee, nice off the boot. Don't tell me. It is too. Thank you very much. The Parrots extend the lead, and celebrations are starting to bubble.
There it is.
Yeah, he must be a bit of a pest out there, Noah Gowan, because he's copped a couple little friendly reminders to remind him who he's been talking to for the afternoon. But Cam Alden, he's been tremendous. He may not have hit the scoreboard like we've seen him in the past, but just his work around the forward 50 and his work up the ground have seen him being rewarded with a great goal.
45-point margin at the 16-minute mark. Leongatha ahead at 14-3-87 to Wonthaggi 6-6-42. There's a Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
Well, you can hear the Leongatha supporters. They start to get up. They're actually singing to the Wonthaggi supporters who might be starting to leave the grandstand. Timmy Sexton at ground level. I just wanted to check what's in the water bottles. Have they started to replace those with some bubbly?
Yeah, no, not for the 22 that are on the ground, but certainly the crowd behind me are very much giving the Bronx cheers to their fellow South Gippsland counterparts.
One of the famous Gippsland grand finals. As one of the players late in the last quarter, as the team was well and truly up, had a drink of water, and it was a champagne that was in the bottle as well. You might see a bit of that. Can the Power get something going towards the end? Bowman's there. And now Ganane in the middle of the ground. Just got dumped and he's been pinged for holding the footy.
Also happens off the ground too. Nick Lucino, usually with Canadian Club and drying his water bottle.
Not today though. He's a working professional as the big boxer.
He is.
As Knowles drives it inside forward 50. Hutchison can't take the mark. Brodie Mobilia's there. Kick around the body's going to be another one. Skinny point. And it goes through for another minor score on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Super deals now on Microsoft Surface. Work like a pro or upgrade your storage with Harvey Norman.
Wonthaggi 6-7-43, trailing Leongatha 14-3-87.
So Maskell to bring the ball back into play, as he's done on 7 occasions this afternoon. As a consequence of Wonthaggi 7 behinds, comes grandstand side. Nice leg towards the half-back flank, flying high, not taking the mark though. Was Ben Smith on the ground level. Geez, they've got some runners.
Ben Smith.
Ben Willis. Ben Smith's obviously fighting a defamation case at the moment. But he's not involved in the Wonthaggi side or Leongatha side.
Boundary throw in. 18 minutes gone.
Can I just say the wind has picked up but the temperature has dropped. Hey Timmy, isn't it one of those days where you wish you didn't shave your legs?
It's one of those days I wish I had worn. It was nice boxer in the sun. I'll tell you, it's freezing cold in the shade. And old Ben Smith, he's just come past and said, thanks very much, Poppy. He's got 3 kicks today, just in case you're wondering.
Huther gives a handball off now to Blair. He right foot kick to the pocket. McGuinness is there. One-hander inside. Nice mark. Hard boundary. They have to start this at the left goal post and absolutely thump it. He might only be 45 metres out, but the breeze is going to certainly bring this from left to right.
Hasn't got a hope from there.
This, what he wants is a toasted burrito. Because Cooper McGuinness, 45. Boxers, you don't have a hope.
No.
And you don't have a hope. Out of bounds on the full. And the burrito stays with me. Final quarter. 19 minutes gone. 44 points. Leongatha start to build the supporters in front of the grandstand. And they start to celebrate. They have been a powerful side for so many years. And they're going to take another premiership back to South Gippsland. It's going to stop at the town of Leongatha. Meanwhile, Bates says, I'll have a free kick. Or just about to tick into time on. Bates runs around Jensen Garnham. Handles over the top to Sparks. Close to the boundary line. Hopkins says, I'll push you over for a boundary throw in.
Now, you can surely see the quarter won't go for 28-29 it has in the past. But
One goal.
One goal only kick for the quarter, Scud.
Inside forward 50 now for the Power. Nicely done. Willis, that is, not to be confused with the other Ben. Inside forward 50. Nick, keep your fingers away from my bottom, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Bowman with
One
the
of those
ball.
things, Poppy. It's been a long afternoon.
I know it's been long, but it hasn't been that long. Bowman now. Comes grandstand side. Willis, punch from behind, nicely done. Marriott lost a handle on it. Gowan, good handball under pressure. Huther, over the top he goes. Can he find McGuinness? He can't. And now there's a blue behind the scene. Gowan's involved, as is Blair. Two players that would love to be involved. And coming through nicely, keeping his eye on the ball was Hopkins. Marriott dances around 1-2, back to Gowan. Gowan taken by Jack Blair. And Gowan takes a little bit of time to get himself off the ground after that hit. Warren Portley, a big, strong mark, one-on-one inside forward 50. And is that Olden again?
Yep.
So Cam Olden, who's kicked 2 today, and his side is 44 points up as we speak. That'll edge out to 50, and he's a goal kicker of note. 21 minutes gone, final quarter. Wonthaggi 6-7, Leongatha 14-3. Leongatha crowd in the background, rightly getting excited as Olden, on the slightest of angles, 40 metres out, maybe across the face of goals, or is it? Yeah, just across the face of goals, behind Paul Carter.
45-point lead to Leongatha, 14-4-88 to Wonthaggi 6-7-43 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
So Knowles will bring it back in for the power. It's been a tough day for the Wonthaggi side. He's going to go straight down the middle of the ground. It's going to clear his target. Out the back there is Sparks. He kicks a barrel. So two
Hutchison.
kicks inside. It doesn't quite bounce for Hutchison. Harry's there, taps it over his head in a dangerous spot. But they got some numbers. Westaway grabs the footy. And we'll have a stoppage. 2 barrels. And we're inside forward 50 with a breeze.
There'll be more than 2 barrels drunk out at Leongatha tonight, I can tell you that, Scud.
From the stoppage, Mobilia will kick around the body and get a late one and put it through for the Wonthaggi side.
Hang on.
As Mobilia
Wait a minute.
snapped it through. It's all clear. I saw it from here. I'm a long way away. I could have told you it's a goal. The umpire goes back to the middle and says, you're correct.
Beautiful. Good.
Brody Mobilia puts it through. He's got 2 this afternoon. Unfortunately, though, for his power side, the game's done.
And Wonthaggi go now to 7-7-49 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Leongatha are ahead by 39 points, 14-4-88, and we've played 22 and a half minutes of the last quarter.
Probably one of their more disappointing performances
Absolutely.
This year. And I don't mean because it's a grand final. I mean just a footballing performance. The sides that we've seen them against throughout the year is nothing like the side we're seeing today. And probably part of that is Leongatha. There's no question.
Absolutely. They are a mighty side.
And remember, this is breaking a 16-game winning streak too.
Yeah. So Van der Plyt had the free kick, went out wide and found a teammate on the outer side. It's Drew. He kicks it down the line to Hume. They're going to hold on to this one and enjoy it. Kick over the top to Maskell. He can mark. Half forward flank build up.
This is Maskell's 11th kick for the quarter.
Oh, that's Hopkins at least as he kicks inside forward 50. And the target was Big Benny Willis. And we're going to boundary throw in, far side of the ground. Of course, the post game, we're going to have interviews down at ground level. Timmy Sexton's ready to go. Leongatha are going to be celebrating. They've won the reserves. They're going to win the seniors. They had 2 sides in. They're going to take home 2 cups. Hopkins from the stoppage, shuffling it out now to Van der Plyt. Bowman will kick around the body. Do we get one last highlight? The big pack will form, front and square. Here it is, kick around the body from Hopkins. Doesn't quite get onto it. Olden's there, goes to ground by O'Connor. And we'll have a ball up 15 metres out from the Leongatha goals. They lead by 39 points.
And they had Seagrey go down only by the point 2 today in the netball too, Scud. So could have been a clean sweep for the sides that were playing today.
Top of the square, Hopkins in traffic. Tree squeeze the handle out. Older with a quick kick. Can't get it to come back from right to left. It's a minor score. Margin out to 40 points on your Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
7-7, Wonthaggi. Leongatha 14-5. 25 minutes gone.
Thought Paul Carter fell asleep.
No, he's okay.
I thought Darryl had done it.
Which I did.
He did.
Ball comes back into play. Nicely done. Thomas along the line. Grandstand side finds the boundary, goes
Timmy
through the
Sexton
gates.
gets a little touch at ground level. And the playman Roy, who we interviewed at 3/4 time.
Someone pulled his shorts down as he took a mark.
Timmy Sexton, what did you see at ground level?
I see something that you didn't need to see.
Well, we could, especially in this cold weather, look like a button to me.
A little mushroom.
There it is.
He's got the budgie smugglers on as well. Have a look at him.
No, it's a little bit bigger than a button. Good work.
Ball comes back in.
The afternoon as they should. Good work, Parrots. Been a great afternoon so far for this Leongatha side, and things can only get better after the next few minutes. Umpire calls a Leongatha free kick.
Too soon to say mushrooms.
Yeah.
Free kick there, high in the wing area, will go the way of Kim Drew. He's going to square it out wide to Forrester. He's going to go backwards to Maskell. And Maskell will backpedal. 26 minutes have passed. We've only had 2 goals this quarter. The margin's at 40 points. The Parrots are going to win another premiership, as Drew now has it. He's going to go short to Vanderpleit. They want to get as many touches as they can in the final quarter. Vanderpleit will go lateral to Forrester. And they'll hold things up. As Forrester backpedals, he wants to go down the line. And he's going to go towards Big Benny Willis and Tomahutha. Thomas is there. The big spoil comes. It goes over. Heppel shepherds the ball over for a boundary throw in. And 26 and a half minutes have gone. In the final game for season 2023, Leongatha, 7 consecutive grand final appearances. They're going to win 4 of those. And they're going to take home premiership number 28. As Bowman's just given away a free kick shoved in the back to Ryan Sparks. Tim Sexton.
Your mate Blake Van Roy, he I hope the cameras switch off straight after the game.
There it is, Timmy Sexton.
He's going nothing.
The siren has sounded, and there he is.
Look at him.
He's gone out of the ground. The 27-minute mark it took. The Parrots are premiers in season 2023. They take home premiership number 28 as their fans rush the Morwell Rec Reserve. They are a power side in the competition.
Just a masterclass. Defensively, we've been unreal all year, and then to to put the offense and the goal kicking in front was just amazing.
Listen to your quarter time speech, and you said that the start was elite, and it was, and the guys up in the commentary box were saying the exact same thing. The pressure that you guys brought was different to the second semi-final here. Like Wonthaggi had you early in that place, but last week against Moe and the start here today, it was absolutely elite.
Yeah, well, being honest, as I always am, but we were really disappointed how we played here 2 weeks ago in that weather, in those conditions. They out-bullied us. They did what we do to a lot of teams, and so we decided we'd change a few things up, and yeah, they worked today. And then the pressure, and that's what you have to bring, isn't it? I think you guys up there have all seen enough footy, and that's what it is. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, congratulations. Thanks for taking a bit of time out, and go and enjoy the celebrations.
Thanks, guys, and great job. You do a great job for the league. Thank you.
Well done, Timmy. Great stuff down there, mate. Absolutely sensational. We'll go back to him very soon
as well, but they are just so far ahead of other clubs at the moment, Scott.
Well, Timmy Sexton's down there. We might just see if we can cross back down to him at the moment. Timmy, where are you amongst the Leongatha supporters? We can't see you because, and I'm not going to use a short joke.
Just I'll go quickly because they're going to start the presentations, but I've got our Gippsland MG Player of the Day, and Aaron Heppel. Hep, congratulations.
Great heckle, Timmy. Thanks very much. I've got no idea where you are. I can't see you at all, but great work. You're amongst the Leongatha faithful down there. Let's get some key stats off the Jared Blair just making it like at the moment. I think we can pick that up for you. But obviously the losing coach is it's always a tough task, isn't it, to get up there. He's a professional. He is. And he's a great leader as well. He's certainly a lead team. Wonthaggi side. A fantastic team. They couldn't get the job done on the day today, but they'll be back next week. There's a nice foundation for the years ahead. I think Blair's pretty much committed to being a part of that. He seems to have all the ingredients, but as you said today, he didn't have that bit of spice that he needed on a big day.
No, he didn't, mate. Obviously, it's no secret now that he's been done, and he did his best to help his team out. There's a couple of circumstances as well to assist their outcome today, but they forced it in, they kept it in, that's all they needed to do, kept that
season 2023. You've been listening to Gippsland Live. Well, thanks for having me. Thank you. What time did we start? 4 minutes. Thank you. Yes, mate. Won't take us on the back of this one. Want to go? I reckon we might get did you get a photo of them? If they separate, by the time they come back, there might be a couple of from them, but if they're still together, we won't worry about it. Oh! Hey! Yeah. Hopefully there's something with that, they separate. Get out of the donuts. Yeah. I've got numbers 17 and 6. Come on, number 7. Where's that going today? Which one? Off the ground. Oh, the one out of the
give it because it's really on the spin. Is that what I mean? Like. Goal at 8 to Brady McNeely. Yeah. That's what I just told. That's what I just told. You want to give it to the losers. I'm not giving him a medal. I get that. Yeah. No, it's that one. Holden, John. Oh no, Hilberg's. Jack Hutchinson as well. We talked about our Dan Bureau goal of the day. 26th in the Premiership Cup has just been awarded to Leongatha.